Okay, guys, we are live, and my apologies to those listening at home if there's even watching my stupid face for the last second. I had a bit of a hiccup with streaming. And welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly dungeon master this evening. Or technically, I'm going to be your game master this evening, because today we're taking, due to some last-minute cancellations and change in our the players that we had available for this evening, we aren't going to be continuing on with our regular scheduled AD&D game tonight, and instead we're going to take a little break and bang around an old favorite of mine, Starfinder, the science fantasy role-playing game from Paizo Press. And with me tonight to bang around this, I've called the session, guys, a Skittermander walks into a bar. So first off, let's talk about the Skittermander. We have Jeffrey. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing?
Hey guys, I'm Jeff, and tonight I'm going to be playing Badonks, who obviously is a Skittermander, and he is an operative of 3rd level, and that makes him sort of a bit of an acrobat, trickster kind of character.
Mm-hmm. And we, I think we had set a backstory for him as well, too. One of the interesting things with Starfinder, when you make a character, you don't only pick your species and your class, you also pick a theme, which is kind of like your background. What's your background?
He is a live streamer. He streams his life to the people of the space world, and they tune into his show, and he entertains them.
Nice. Okay. Next up is John.
Hey everyone, I'm John, and I am jumping into playing this character for the first time. Her name is Ember, the Devil's Daughter. I'm really digging the character at this point. She is a 3rd level Technomancer, so she's a spellcaster, or whatever that is in Starfinder. I think likewise she is somebody who has an online presence, and yeah, probably is a entertainer of some sort.
Mm-hmm. What is your theme? I can't remember.
She is an icon.
Oh, I think Badonks is as well. I think you guys are both, well, wow, so there's a little bit of crossing the streams going on here with your, your stuff.
Yeah. She's also an android, if I didn't say that.
Yep. And last but not least is Steve-O. Oh, Steve, you're muted, bud.
Yes, I am. I'm muted. Hi. I am playing a reinvented Warbin, who is a mystic level 3, a priest, and looks like he's sort of a pretty potent kind of cleric-y sort of style priest.
Yeah, kind of. I think Xenodruid is the theme I used to build him. So,
Sweet.
So yeah, and instead of a dwarf, he is an uplifted bear.
Yes.
So, I think, guys, where this will open is, you can see that the bright lights of this canyon city you can see before you is the name of, hold on, this is on the planet Akiton, and let me show you a couple of things about Akiton. Akiton is the desert planet that is kind of like the analog of Mars on in Starfinder. And for those listening at home, and if you are joining us or were joining us for the AD&D game, the Starfinder is, in a nutshell, it is a science fantasy role-playing game that is based very heavily on the Pathfinder role-playing game. And it has a lot of different elements in it from a bunch of different science fiction properties like Star Wars and Dune and, Babylon 5 and Firefly and whatever. But the cool thing with this is it takes all those aspects, it takes all those influences, it takes D&D, it takes Pathfinder, it puts it all in a big mixing bowl. It mixes it all up, and what comes out is something uniquely its own. So it's a very very cool game. It's one of my favorites, and yeah. So the setting is the same solar system that is that contains Golarion, the setting for Pathfinder, but this is well into the far future, or perhaps far in the past. We don't know.
Far away.
Yeah. So we're on Akiton, and I was going to show you what Akiton looks like, guys. Oh yeah, this is awesome. So here, guys, it gives you a sense of what Akiton is like. Akiton was, before this, up to about 300 years ago, used to be the place where they would mine something called Fasteron. Fasteron is this it was used in all sorts of spaceships and starship travel and whatnot. It was an absolutely necessary thing, which led to this massive boom in mining of Fasteron. However, after about 300 years or so ago, there was this goddess, or this actually it's this one collection of 3 gods called Triune, or Trinity or Triune, that sent out this basically the information for how to build a different kind of drive. And ever since that came out, basically the Fasteron market fell out, and you've had 3 centuries worth of decline in Akiton. So if you think of like a mining town that's gone bust, that's kind of what Akiton is writ large. But there's something more than just that. Just because that was the most substantial, industry that Akiton had, there are all sorts of secrets lurking out in the dunes of Akiton, including this mysterious race known as the Contemplatives that claim to have been here for centuries as well too. Floating brains with tiny, kind of desiccated bodies. There are settlers with red-skinned called Hilki. They look otherwise like humans, but they've apparently been here for longer than anyone can remember. And there are these lovely guys. This is the Shobad. And the Shobad are 4-armed, 12-foot-tall giants that ride around out in the dunes in these savage packs and cause problems for everyone. But beneath that, all that trouble, all that danger, there are ruins. All sorts of secret ruins. Not only ancient ones, but also crashed starships that are said to have happened at some kind of massive conflict that occurred at some point. Because if you do take time to travel, and go across the Akitonian dunes, you will find sometimes revealed these, ancient starships that hold all sorts of secrets. And it's actually one of those secrets that brings us here. So we know that Badonks is his sort of like, celebrity comes from being a bit of a, what do you call it? It's a like extreme sports type thing. You go in, you dungeon delve to make, to make yourself look great, or to make entertaining films for people. Is that right, Jeff?
Right. Yeah. He's sort of a sports entertainer, like a live action show.
Yeah.
It's not that he plays video games or
Yeah.
does stand-up comedy.
Yeah. He's more the guy who films like skateboard tricks or stuff like that, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. And what about Ember? What do we think Ember is famous for? Is she just like an influencer, or?
It's a really good question. Based on her, picture profile, she is I think she would have some kind of push and pull in the fashion area. Maybe some kind of, I don't know. Maybe an actor of some sort, like whatever is movies for this area. That'd
Sure. So what do you think would have brought her along with this thing for Badonks? Because Badonks has a scam in mind, or at least a plan in mind for something.
Well, she's probably looking for the next big gig and scouting out areas for where to shoot the thing at, and try to get something started to, bring more funds in, because, as you say, the town's not doing well.
Yeah. So maybe, you're likely not from here. One cool thing with, you can run a Starfinder campaign however you want, but the default assumption is that characters actually have a ship. And like the ship is, it's cool. Like the ship is actually something you can build and customize and whatnot over the course of play. So it becomes like an extra character in the party. So, but what that also means is that your characters can keep going wherever you want,
Okay, well, she's definitely associated with Badonks of some sort, and would probably... What do you think, Jeff? Maybe she stars in a lot of the shoots that you have, kind of to give it that edge.
Yeah, I can see them working collaboratively for sure.
Okay.
Kind of like do the smoothing business side of stuff, and I don't know. Are you good at diplomacy and stuff? And she's really good with computers and culture and mysticism.
Diplomacy, not so much. my main skills are like acrobatics, bluff, sleight of hand, stealth, piloting, profession, intimidate, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I'm good with sense motive, mysticism, life science, and culture. And actually not bad at diplomacy. I got a 6 in that.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm looking at, I just remembered that I had my copy of the Deck of Many Worlds come in. So I think we're going to quickly put this down. Where are we going here? Creating system, creating settlement. Where am I going here? Sample world. Okay. Hello, my girl. Anna can say hi to everybody. Okay. Oop. Here we go, creating a world. All right, and Werbin, what about you? Why do you think you're sort of a nature worshipping, what do you call it, giant bear? How do you think you fell in with these two reprobates?
Well, I play the role of a bit of a sort of wandering evangelist for the nature tribe.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, the world is my pulpit. You know, spreading the word of nature.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. So you see this as an opportunity. Now, do you think that how long have you guys all been traveling together?
I don't stick with one group very long, so I think maybe I just joined up with these guys.
Okay. So why do you guys think you hired on a mystic bear?
Worships nature, right?
Yeah.
We might need some of that in the harsh environments of the dunes.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm no good with healing wounds, so.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm cutting the cards.
Like, she's really good with computers.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe there was something going on in the world as well that mystics were trending, and so the donks thought it would be a good idea to reach out. Oh, I should change my name. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, she is fairly decent with diplomacy, intimidate, and physical science.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
For us being together for a while, I don't know. How long do you think we've been hanging out, Badonk? At least 6 months?
Yeah, I would say maybe somewhere in that range, 4 to 6 months, and it's been like a week since we've picked up Jessica. Is that your name?
Okay. Kind of like narrow down opportunities to this area. We find like something needs to be done or an opportunity to expand our reach.
Okay. Excellent. What you guys are here for is to hear about a what do you call it? There's someone here who has apparently placed a transponder at an ancient ruin. There's an ancient ruin that's said to be located somewhere in the caverns and the canyons of Akiton, somewhere out there. And I mean, these type of things, they show up, they go away. But this one, what you've heard is that this person found it, marked it, and is able to provide the transponder to get there. So you guys can see what the Akiton is like. I'll move you over here for a sec here. Boom. So this is the map of Akiton, guys. You guys are currently in. You're probably in like Morrow. That's one of the canyon cities, I believe. Yeah, Morrow. Plenty of settlements cling to the sides of Akaton's trenches, but none are half as spectacular as Morrow, which stretches for miles along the Adaio Rift and nearly 3 miles vertically from the surface to the chasm floor. Its ancient epithet of thousand lights is now a laughable understatement, for the lights of millions of billboards, businesses, and residences compete for attention. In past ages, Morrow suffered from considerable wealth disparities, but the city admirably shared the profits of the Fasteron boom. This upward mobility, both figuratively and literally, shook up the city's hardwired social identities, triggering an ongoing cycle of creative media that continues to this day. So this is an entertainment center for you guys. That makes sense for both of you guys to be meeting up here. Lately, Morrow echoes with the Shumka Beats style that resounds off the chasm walls, and a rash of pig growling, short for pigment growling, has left the upper reaches vandalized with immense graffiti masterpieces sprayed from speeding hoverbikes. Morrow may be famed for its fashions and nightlife, but it's also infamous for its gang warfare. The city's relative prosperity attracted many ambitious and desperate souls as Fasteron failed and gangs formed to round up a quick credit from the unsuspecting urbanites. Morrow's citizens have learned how to avoid the worst side effects of the turf wars, few of which creep beyond the bottom mile of the city. Even so, recruiters frequent virtually every neighborhood, always on the lookout for new hotshots willing to join up. So, this is where we are, is in Morrow. Where you guys are going to be heading is actually out down here in the Kaviri Plains. Really in the kind of the middle of nowhere. So, but the thing is that this guy has apparently you're meeting up with this guy in a bar down in the depths of Morrow in one of the shittier neighborhoods, and what this guy, it sounds like he's been maybe in the middle of a bit of a bidding war between yourselves and other people who might want to get in. What he's offering you, Badonks, is an opportunity. Like what this is basically it is an untapped tomb. So you can imagine what kind of film you may be able to make by shooting down there, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
real Raiders of the Lost Ark kind of thing.
Hell yeah.
Well, the people of this universe wouldn't know what that is.
No, it'll be the Raiders of the Lost. I don't know. Arcology. That actually was the name of one of our Star Wars adventures. Okay, so I think what maybe do you think there's a personal connection between these guys? 'Cause I'd like to say that there's a reason that these reprobates are actually together. So Werbin, pick one of the other two is someone that you've sworn to protect for some reason. Who do you think that would be? You got a celebrity fashionista, and you've got a little danger, loving Skittermander.
That's a toughie. Which one of them would be more likely to seek me out? Maybe the Skittermander.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see here. I think that Ember has an ulterior motive for going along with this and working with Badonks.
She looks like she's always got an ulterior motive.
There is a reason they call her the Devil's Daughter. What do you think? Do you think there's a reason that do you owe a debt to Badonks, or do you think that he knows something about you, or you're hoping to find something out here?
For Ember?
Yeah.
Yeah, perhaps she doesn't know her true origins, and she maybe traced it back down to here, and she's looking for a way in to maybe reclaim some lost knowledge or memories.
Ooh, that's really cool. What if your celebrity was unexpected? It was more like infamy that you got, and suddenly you found yourself, a kind of an influencer, but you don't know what your past history is a mystery, so you don't know what your.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, that's super cool. Yeah. And then Badonks, why is it, do you think, that this, you've got, Werbin is clearly got something that he's done to protect you. How does Badonks feel about that? Is this someone who is an ally, like a trusted ally, or someone who just kind of like, is he your Chewbacca to your Han, or?
I think he's hoping Badonks is hoping to charm Werbin and get him to sort of stay on as his partner in crime for these films, for this
Yeah.
career.
Okay. Love it.
Solid backup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then what is the, what do you think, let's see here. What do you think that Ember did to forever earn your trust? Is there something that, did she save your life? Did she get some kind of riches? Did she, like, ruin a bad shoot? Did she lend you money when you had none?
No, I think that maybe she was responsible for really boosting my career.
Okay.
If I have like a previous life history of infamy, then yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe she was a fan, like it was like a small time show and she was a really fan of it, and she sort of signal boosted my range and got me a lot of new fans.
Love
sort
it.
of took me to the next level, so.
Okay. So, I'm gonna guess that it's probably, what is the, hold on, I gotta open up my Starfinder. It's been a while since I ran this. I think it's Society that I want. Not Society, what is it called?
Culture?
I think it's Culture. What is your, do you have a profession? Or what are your professions, I guess is what I'm asking you guys.
I don't have any ranks in profession.
Okay, so you got nada. Badonks, do you have a profession?
No. Remember, let me look. Profession. Is it on the sheet somewhere?
Yeah, it's a skill. There's a skill that says profession.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. It doesn't say what it is.
Okay. Never mind.
It just says profession.
Okay,
Do you have any... Yeah, sorry.
do you have any
Oh,
ranks
okay.
in it or not?
Yes. 3.
3. Okay, so yours will probably be
I'm guessing it's like star.
yeah, I think that's what it'll be. So what we'll say then is that you guys have, okay, hold on. I just remembered, I don't think there are hero points in this game. I think what we used to do is we would have a, basically, the way you can use Astonishing Fortune in, what do you call it, in D&D, AD&D, re-roll something, not die. I'll let you do that in this, guys, and we'll give you 3 Astonishing Fortune to start here, so you have a pool to re-roll stuff. We're not rolling just yet anyway, but just now that I'm thinking of it. So yeah, your profession. Why don't you give us a profession check there, Badonks? This is, I think you're probably the one who has, who's been contacted by this dude with this potential information.
Oh!
Holy shit, that's awesome. All right, so to give you an idea of how, because there's scaling difficulties in this game the way there is in like PF2 and D&D 4. What this is going to be, it's, let's hear, 15, 20 plus 1.5 times your average party level, which is 25. That is a difficult skill. So you made a difficult roll on this.
Nice.
Okay, so what you've heard is that there is a this guy is actually an Akeshi. Do I have a image of an Akeshi in here? Guys, don't worry, I have Electrovores in here though, so that's good. You guys will love Electrovores. They're awesome. By which I mean you're gonna fucking hate them. They're terrible.
They're evil and horrible.
They are terrible. Yeah.
As long as they can burn.
Okay, the Akeshi are these things. They are, sorry, I don't have a thing loaded up. Red-skinned lizard men. And let's get some more dice rolling, guys. Give me a culture check. Let's see who knows what about the Akeshi. $21, not bad.
Checking.
17.
Culture. Come on. Culture. So do I
17,
press on
okay.
culture?
Yes, please. Just click on that. There you go, Werbin. Nice, 21.
All right.
Okay, so both Ember and Zesko, maybe change your display name, Steve. You got it down as Zesko, which I think is what your character was last time. you could go to the call.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So what Ember and Wurban, what you both know about this is that the Ikeshti go through this strange kind of life cycle where sometimes they are like they stay with their tribe. Sometimes they go into this bizarre, savage kind of feral state, or can go into it. And sometimes, and that's generally around mating time. And sometimes they'll just go out of their tribe and go and work in different things. So this guy, they live across in the deserts in what do you call it? In Akiton. So it's it's not unusual that this guy whose name is Skeshso. Again, where's mine? Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right. So you got to meet this guy, and you're going to meet up with him in this bar. Now, Badonks and Ember, you guys are famous enough that, I think we're like, if you want to be known and recognized, people will do that. But are you taking any steps to try and keep yourself, from being seen? Are you trying to? You're going to be going to this seedy place. What you don't want is people knowing. Like, obviously, Badonks, it will spoil your surprise if they're, if the whoopsies and a banana is upset with my son.
I think we would still be broadcasting. It would be more like from a secret location, or whatever. Like if I don't think he'd try to hide. Maybe from the locals, he wouldn't want too much attention, but.
Okay.
Well, actually, I mean, the show's probably even still so small that the odds of running into a fan somewhere in the universe are probably pretty low.
They are. So, like, the way that the theme is sort of described, it does seem like you're already famous. Like, it's not a function of your level.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you guys want to be recognized, you absolutely will. Or if you want to, do that, like, celebrity ball cap and, shades thing, or whatever the Starfinder equivalent is, you're welcome to do that, too.
Right.
Yeah, Amber doesn't want to draw too much attention.
Okay. Well, if that's what Amber wants, then that's what
Not until we can make an...
the donks will do, anyway.
Okay.
The timing has to be right.
Okay. So, Wurban, interesting tidbit about uplifted bears.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you here? I believe you are 9 feet tall.
Dang. All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big.
Sorry.
Well, we're not very inconspicuous then.
Well, the thing is,
I guess
you know
not.
what? By comparison, 10 feet tall when you're bipedal, and 5 feet tall when you're on all fours.
Wow.
You're 1,200 pounds heavy.
Sweet.
Yes.
Yeah. You're a big dude.
Yeah. The uplifted
A monster.
Here, let me. Here we go.
10 feet tall. The crap.
There you go. Now you're size appropriate. Actually, you're not, because Badonks is quite tiny. Let me make. There we go. There's an appropriate size comparator.
Oh, God.
My God.
All right.
We have to go to bars for the big and tall.
And you kind of, Badonks he's quite nimble as well, too, so he could easily scramble up and, like, ride on your shoulder if you want to.
Sure.
He's green, too, so it is very parrot style, All right, so what do we see? Your movement's not affected by that necessarily, Badonks, but what do we see as you guys walk up to this scuzzy? So we can picture that this is built into the side of one of the lower levels of Morrow. So what you see right here, this is probably closer to the upper levels. If you added a bunch of grime in here, and you had the light kind of turned down, and you added flickering neon lights, and you had, people making drug deals in the corner, and you had, people soliciting different services, elsewhere, and then you saw this kind of, it's busy and full, but very kind of quiet, because people are, kind of tracked, or apart from one or two loud tables, everyone else is sort of having their own conversation, either drowning their sorrows or coming up with some kind of scheme. What do we see walking up to the door of this divey establishment?
Well, Ember's going to be...
well,
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Nothing.
guys.
I was just gonna say we're sort of disguised.
So what's Badonk's disguise?
Maybe he's got some kind of like sort of full cloak, that he wears that sort of covers his fur.
Okay.
Because his fur is one of his most obvious elements.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
clue people in. So.
Okay.
Emma's going to be decked out in kind of like a fairly dark brown, like almost full trench coat kind of thing, but with the front open and a hood pulled over. And she's going to use her cantrip spell, token spell, to like make the cloak just dim light right where her face is.
Yeah, cool.
So
Okay.
that the glint of her flesh is dimmed out just a bit.
Okay, nice. And what about Werbin? What is Werbin in his full? It would not be unusual for you to be dressed in the like space armor and whatever, or whatever you're wearing.
Sure, it's kind of his style. That's how he rolls. He's sort of a holy roller, and that's his his shaman gear.
Okay. So you pass of most of the people down here are. Well, actually, that's not true. There's a wide variety of. Oh, you know what? I'm going to change one thing. It's actually not an Ikeshti you're meeting with. It is a Yasaki, and the Yasaki are the Rat Men. So let's see here. And the reason I want to make it the Yasaki is because you're meeting with someone. So there is the Yasaki have been on Akiton for longer than the Gap, so like for centuries as well. And what surprises you? I got a character here I can show you. Where is he here? Oh, here we go. So take a look, guys. This is what a Yasaki looks like.
Oh yeah, the rat people.
Yeah. Rat people have lots of. Not only do they occupy, tons of places in the actual cities of Akiton, they also have the they also have large nomadic communities that move around in these big caravans of dilapidated, kind of like trailers and things like that, and hover bikes moving around the sands of Akiton. But what's said is that because they sort of go everywhere and they're fairly easy to miss because they can be so tiny and so quiet, it's said that they have a network, an intelligence network called the Whisker Network. And the Whisker Network, of course, any Yasaki will deny that that's the case, but it does seem to be the case that Yasaki often have really excellent information. And I'm going to change this dude's name to, let's see here, his name will be, let's see here. Kepto. So it's a Yasaki named Kepto that you're supposed to be meeting. And you can see that as you're walking down, there are other Yasaki. There's the red-skinned humanoid Hilki that are going by. There are some other more common complexions of humans going back and forth as well, too. There's maybe one or two androids. There are some large reptilian Vesk that are walking around as well, too. There's a pair of them that seem to have had far too much to drink in there. And looks like they may have been, from what they're saying, they may have lost much of their wealth to whatever card game or game of chance they were playing inside. So you guys, but the Yasaki, come staggering out. They're very big in comparison to Ember, and certainly in comparison to Badonk's. But they take a look up at you, Werbin, and then kind of walk around you to allow you to come lumbering in. So. While Badonk's and Ember may want to make a inconspicuous entrance here, obviously Werbin, the big, bear making his way in, does draw a couple of eyes. But across this place, and it's got this hazy kind of rainbow-colored smoke, almost like picture the slick, that oil, the rainbow sheen you get on oil sitting on top of water. Imagine that, but in the haze of a smoke-filled bar. So as you walk in, we've got Badonk's in robes, we've got Ember in this long trench coat, and Werbin, who steps his way in as well. What happens next, guys?
Well, do we... Sorry, what did you say his name was, Kev?
Kepto.
Kepto. Do we know what Kepto looks like?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Kepto, like, yeah.
Yeah, Kepto. He is a he's a Yasaki with let's say like tawny brown fur, but he's got a patch over one eye. He's got a black patch of fur that kind of grows over one eye.
Okay. Well, we'll go look for him.
Okay. So you guys make your way through the crowd. You're sort of trying to, I think that Badonks and Ember have certainly a lot easier time making your way through. Warbin, you're drawing lots of attention, and I think that why don't you actually give us an acrobatics check, please?
Acrobatics, very good. It's not a specialty. All right, and
Nat 20 though. Holy shit!
check it out.
Wait, no, that's a way to run. What I wanted to know is
I
how...
dance across the tables.
Yeah, really. Like I was wondering how you were navigating across this thing. It was going to be my like cheap and easy laugh for you knocking over trays and shit like that. But fuck you. How does it look as you carefully make your way through here, not knocking over a single server tray or jostling a chair?
I show great concern for the private space of others and manners, and I demonstrate nimbleness as I dance on my toes around the various people in the bar.
Yeah.
You just see him like sitting there with his weapon up, like, oh, excuse me, oh, excuse me.
Yeah, really.
Pardon me.
So yeah, it turns out I'm wrong. You are absolutely able to maneuver your way through this crowd, and it doesn't take long. I think Ember, actually let's do this. Ember and Badonks, each of you give me a perception check, please. Whoever rolls higher, you're gonna be the one to spot.
Not good at that. She's apparently impressed with Warbin's ability to maneuver.
Yeah.
So is Badonks.
6. Oh my god.
That's funny. Maybe Warbin.
Give us a perception check there, Warbin.
Perception, okay.
Yeah, you seem to have the best vantage anyway, so.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Perceiving. 10.
10, well.
That's funny. It's all terrible.
So, Warbin, it turns out you're the one who spots the rat. Badonks has walked right past. Ember seems to be oblivious as well, too. No one seems to recognize those two yet, but you can see off in a corner, in a like kind of a booth, you can see that there is Yasaki, and it matches the description of Kepto, and it seems like he is talking to two what do you call it? To two. They look like humans to you. They've got like Caucasian skin, dark hair, and they've got these unusual like lavender eyes. But why don't you give me a culture check? Let's see here.
Culture.
Yeah. See how well you're trained in culture, right?
I am.
You have points in it?
Yes, I do. Yep. 7. All right, there you go. And 19.
19. Yes. So you absolutely. Wherever these guys are from, it's certainly not from the humans that are from Golarion, from the Pact Worlds. So just so you understand a little bit about the setting here, the setting is they call it the Pact Worlds. It's the planets that make up this one solar system here. There's a variety of different planets that are all part of a kind of a solar system-wide community. There was an Earth-like planet called Golarion that was there, but it somehow disappeared in the midst or at some point during this surprising event called the Gap, where all knowledge and memory was sort of lost. That was about 300 years ago is when that happened. But in place of that planet is this massive space station called Absalom Station. Beyond the solar system, there are two different regions. There is the near and there is the vast. And that's sort of just a arbitrary way of talking about the systems that are beyond this one, beyond the Pact Worlds. The reason I mention that stuff is just that it means that whoever those people are, they are not from this. They're not from the Pact Worlds, and there are humans. There's all sorts of colonies that have been forgotten about, and other strands of humanity from elsewhere in the vast and in the in near space. But yeah, that seems to be who he's talking to. What do you do, Warbin, to point this out? Like you've spotted Kepto. That's the most important bit.
Yeah, so I basically just sort of tap my friends on the shoulder and silently sort of point my nose in the right direction.
Yeah. Thank you, Urban.
Okay.
Was very distracted.
And
I guess we
you're looking up, and like everyone is taller than you. It's the Skittermanders stand. Hold on here. I think they're 3 feet tall. Like
Yeah.
I think they're quite wee.
Yeah, Ember leans down and whispers to Badonks and says, "Think we can add a dancing bear to our gig?"
I don't think you're gonna get Werbin to dance.
Yeah. Skittermanders are 3 feet tall and weigh 35 pounds.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
They're like furry gnomes with 6 arms.
Exactly. It's so adorable. Okay, so then, Badonks and Ember, what happens next?
Suppose we start making our way over there.
Okay. So as you guys make your way over there, you notice that, Badonks, I'm not sure you do, just because of how low down you are.
Yeah.
The Ember, you certainly notice that there are 2 other people that Kepto seems to be talking to. And then what Kepto kind of says is he gestures with his hands and does this kind of like, get out of here, kind of thing. And the Yasaki are about as big as what Badonks is as well, too. Like, they're quite small. He's probably sitting on some kind of, like, Yasaki booster seat in order to be at the appropriate level for this. But the 2 humans sort of, they look over, and you likewise notice their unusual eyes and their kind of, bronzy skin. And they say something back to Kepto, and then they walk off. Why don't you give me a culture check, too, Ember?
Okay.
First off, are you trained in? Do you have any points in?
I do, yes.
Yeah, go right ahead. Not bad. Yeah, so I think you know about the same. Definitely, they come from whoever these guys are. They definitely come from beyond. They're definitely not from the Pack Worlds. So these 2 get up, and then they make a point of kind of going in a direction away from where you guys are, and then you guys, I think, Badonks, you're the one who makes it to this booth first, and you can see that Kepto's waiting there, and he looks down at you. His little nose is twitching back and forth, and he says, "Are you Badonks?"
Yeah.
"Well, why don't you have a seat then?"
Well, thanks. You must be Kepto.
That's what my mom tells me. So, Badonks, you grab a little like booster seat thing as well too, and plunk it down, get yourself comfortable. Ember, you're able to make your way into the booth quite comfortably. Werbin, I think you're sitting on the end, buddy.
Yeah, I'll just lean on the end or something like that, or even just sit down, and my head will still be like above the table.
Totally. I mean, sitting down, you're still like 8 feet tall, so yeah, you're easily like dominating over. You can see this big bear sitting at the end of the table with you guys all sitting down.
Ember looks over at Werbin and says, "Well, at least he's blocking the view. We should have some privacy."
Exactly.
The what do you call it? So one of the waitresses comes walking over and kind of looks up and says, "Oh, hey, I can't have him sitting here. There's fire hazards in here." And Kepto sort of looks at her and goes, "Psst." And she looks up at the big bear. She's like, "Just move in a bit first." Turns and kind of goes back to her work. She's a Helki as well too, dark green, or not green, red skin with blonde hair pulled up in this crazy kind of elaborate thing, wearing a little cocktail dress. So Kepto then turns and says, I got what you're looking for."
Oh, but Donks rubs all his sets of hands together.
That's great. Okay. But what he says, I gotta tell you, it's he holds up this basically like little it's a crystal equivalent of a thumb drive. And he says, this was not easy to come by. Popular destination, it seems.
I bet. Well, you're gonna make our fans so happy.
So happy.
You turned off the cameras, right?
Of course. I obviously have a secret camera running right now.
Yes! Give me a... That's great. Why don't you give me a... let's see here. I think it's just a stealth check. Or it might be sleight of hand. I think sleight of hand is a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have both stealth or sleight of hand.
I think sleight of hand is what I'd... your choice. Do you think it's that you've you've had it and you've palmed it to conceal the thing, or do you think it's that you had it hidden on yourself?
No, actually, I think I hid it somewhere on Werben.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a. I think that is a stealth check then.
Oh, okay.
No, it's a sleight of hand. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Sure. So I got a 14. I only rolled a 2.
We should spend a point of astonishing fortune.
Yeah, you
Sure.
have astonishing fortune, so.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
He didn't do such a crap
Nice.
job. There we
Okay.
go.
Check here. 'Cause these guys are quite suspicious, you know. So he
Oh, yeah.
stops and kind of his little beady eyes study you guys, you know, moving over each of you. All right then, that's fine. Then just go ahead and hit confirmation on the send. You each have like a little comm unit. Think of like a smartphone type thing that acts as like, you know, you I guess just put out like wait for him to put in the like the account information for it. He, you know, types it in quickly. Fun. We see the funds kind of like zip, you know, move from one little folder to another, and he says, "Good." He puts it down on the table and he slides it over towards you. Gotta warn you, other people have been asking about that, and they've been pretty interested.
Well, this is the only copy, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to give me... Or hold on, what is your... My perception covers insight in this game as well, too. What is your perception bonus? Badonks?
Not great. 2.
2? Okay.
Wait. Okay. Yeah.
You know what? I'm not sure that he is telling the truth.
Oh.
So you kind of see, like, when he says that to you, there's a little, like, just a very, very subtle sort of twitching of his whiskers. You know, kind of, and you're like, your black eyes kind of narrow, like, that's, something's going on here.
Interesting.
Well, how do you plan on getting out there? Gotta warn you, if you plan on taking your ship, there's Showbad who will be happy to shoot that down into the sky for you. At least if you're going to where this is.
Yeah, Ember pulls up her arm real quick, and that's where her little device is stored. She starts tapping on her arm to send a quick message to Badonk. Badonk says we shouldn't tell him how we're getting there.
Okay. So give us, let's see here. Wait, do you have a telepathic message or something like that? As a character?
Got ghost sound. No. I've had the token spell, but I'm dimming my face.
Okay.
No. I was figured, you know, this is futuristic. We like have a communication system, right?
Yes, but I'm not sure. Do you have in your equipment like any kind of like think of it like using a modern day thing? How would you think you would be able to communicate that to him? Or do you mean like you're sending a text kind of thing?
Like a text. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, I like that. So then you know.
Because she's an android, she has probably it embedded in her forearm or something.
Oh, okay. So here's a cool thing. Because I know Brent, who plays in the other Starfinder campaign. There's an option you can take as a android to swap out one of the racial abilities. It's kind of like, you know, the ones work in Pathfinder. But the way it works is you can touch electronics and you can interface with computers with touch instead of having to actually activate them.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Do you want us to have that?
Yes. What would that replace on my sheet?
I have no idea. We'll take a break in about maybe 15 minutes here, and I'll take a look and see what it is. But yeah, basically what that means, I think it might be your dark vision that it replaces. Because I think
the exceptional vision, I'd be happy to give that up.
Okay, cool. So then so you're able to like just sort of touch it. That fits with the whole like technomancer thing too. You touch your phone, and then suddenly, badonk, this thing shows up like, and you've just brought it back from paying Kepto, and this message shows up from Ember. And what does the message say? You can type it in chat if you like.
Okay, yeah, just probably some leet speak like don't tell.
so good. Oh, that's funny. Oh, well done.
I gotta do it because I got the one R in her name, so.
Hell yeah. No, that's fantastic. Okay, so that's what shows up on your phone, Badonks. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I obviously think that's a smart plan. So, yeah, I won't say anything to him.
Okay. So
In fact, I kind of like, I'm now a little more suspicious of him.
Okay. So your drinks show up. Boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, are placed down. Werbin, I think that you get like effectively like a 2-liter jug of some kind of like, dwarven ale, or maybe yeah.
He's a bear, make it
That sounds about right.
honey meat or something.
And I love the idea that you lick it instead of actually pouring it out too.
I got a nice long tongue too, goes all the way down.
Yeah, totally. Slosh. So the waitress kind of looks at you, takes the bar rag off of her table or off of her tray, puts it down next to you, shakes her head, and keeps going.
Oh, he cleans up after himself.
Usually. I like the table.
Okay.
Gross.
Kepto kind of looks at looks at you kind of when you do that, and he's not quite housebroken, is he?
Well, he's not meant to be housebroken. He breaks things.
All right. Well, I suppose that'll be helpful for where you're going. So you want to keep it for a surprise, do you, Badonks? Is that why you're not telling me? I understand that. Showmanship, I hear. Yeah.
That's right. You got to keep him tuning in.
Mm-hmm. Is it going to be just the 3 of you? What do you think? If you need to hire anyone, I can probably provide some recommendations.
Yes, of course you have recommendations.
I do.
No.
He seems
It'll be
oblivious.
fine.
If you've caught on to it, he seems oblivious to it.
Actually, Ember, she'll say we could use a few references.
Sure. What you looking for? What do you need? Need some extra security? You need some folks who can help you get there? The transponder should get you right there.
Whatever we're coming against might be buried quite deep. Anybody that could...
Right in the side of the canyon. I sent you those photos, didn't I? Here. And he taps, his thing is on his wrist. He taps it and he kind of flicks it. And what you see is this thing comes up. And you can picture like it's a canyon wall. But then set into the wall, there is a set of stone doors that have some kind of like columns on the side, and there are designs that run down the length of them. See? This picture is visible to anyone else who's in the bar. It's not a big deal, to be honest. Like, if it's just a photo of a canyon in the middle of Akiton, that's like taking a picture of one tree in the middle of the Rocky Mountains and being like, go find that tree.
Yeah, Ember will say maybe a few hired guns would be nice.
All right. What's your budget?
She actually has no intention of hiring anybody. She's pretty much fishing for names of people to avoid letting information filter.
Sure. Yeah, he'll give you some contact information. He says, I'll get that to you later tonight. Let me check around and see who's available. Put the old, his nose twitches again too. Get the old nose to the ground. Anything else you need? Supplies? Gear? No? Transport. You need transport out there too, or are you going to find your own way out? I can get you a heck of a deal on some hover cycles. Or maybe you want something that's a little more concealed. Oh, and she looks over at, he looks over at Werbin. Perhaps maybe even a truck to follow or to drag. I can get you a tarpaulin to put over him.
No, I think we're good at that.
All right. Werbin, what are you doing during this time? Are you just kind of listening to what's going on, or are you...
I am, and I'm sort of scanning the bar to see sort of what kind of personalities are around and, opportunities for evangelism,
Okay.
Nature evangelism.
Why don't you give us a perception check again, please?
All right. Perception. Here it comes. There we go. 19.
19, okay. What is that? That is 11, okay. So, those guys who were talking to Kepto before, they don't seem to have gone anywhere. They're still in the crowd, and it looks like they are trying to be inconspicuous, but they definitely are sort of lurking on the far side of the bar, and they seem to be talking to someone, a humanoid, who's very much like what Ember has. The hood is up, and they're talking to... you can't quite see what their face is. Does Werbin have... Remind me, do uplifted bears have dark vision? Like, every fucking race has dark vision in Starfinder, so... I don't know if he's the outlier.
Telepathy buffs conditions.
It'll be under your abilities, and it should be near the top.
Abilities.
I can take a look in Alien Archive 2 as well.
Equipment attack abilities. There we go. Okay, let's see here. It's a complicated cheat, and it takes a while to load. There we go. Climber forces charge limited to low light vision.
Ah, interesting. Okay, so you don't have dark vision. So you're able to make out it is a man, or like a male. The features look masculine inside this thing, and they appear to be humanoid as well too. Like with the rest of it, they don't have any. There's no like reptilian features or insectoid or whatever. So it's some kind of humanoid, and yeah, that's about all you can see. Unfortunately, you can't quite see. The ambient light is allowing you to pick that up. So I think maybe Badonks and Ember, we'll cut back to you guys. Is there anything else you want to try and get from Kepto, or are you satisfied that you've got the location?
I think so.
I'm wondering if you'd be willing to release the names of the others who are interested in the information.
Oh. Well, I might be willing to do that. We gotta talk Paizo. Just like this. And he gestures to the crystal that Badonks has, I guess, just secrets into one of his pockets. That's gonna cost.
Yeah, she kind of smiles beneath her hood, and then she takes her hood and pulls it back, revealing her face.
Yep.
And raises an eyebrow at him and says, "How much is it gonna cost me?"
Well, that's some pretty expensive information, and rather, I know what it is to me. But what I'm interested in is what it's worth to you. So why don't you tell me what you pay for it? His little whiskers, again, they're really twisted, like kind of twitching back and forth now.
She raises a hand and like dismissively like flicks it to the side and says, "I mostly want to know who to avoid so we don't have to kill anybody unnecessarily."
Oh, I understand that's a noble goal. But what are you willing to pay to know that?
I got 1,000 credits.
1,000 credits? 1,000 credits? He really... And he looks over at Ubadonks. Is this her first time doing this? 1,000 credits? That's what you think this is going to be worth?
He shrugs, looks at him.
Plus a blessing from the deity Green Phi.
Well, I appreciate that, and as with information, I imagine you place a lot of value on that. And I respect those rights. I respect those beliefs. Partly because you're big enough to eat me. That ain't worth squat down here. I can't buy drinks, and I can't pay rent with blessings of your bear god.
Well, she takes her hood and puts it back. It was like it's worth a try.
Oh. It clearly is your first time there, lady.
No,
That was just the opening offer. Seems you seem to think this is worth 1,000, and seems I seem to know what's worth more. Why don't we say 2,000?
She shakes her head and says, "I don't play games, my little rat friend."
Oh, this ain't a game. This is business. And he leans in, and you got like the neon lights from behind the bar are shining off in his little beady eyes. Why don't you... Do you have any points in diplomacy?
I do.
Yeah, sure. Why don't you give me a diplomacy? Let's see how... We'll let your skills give you a little bit of bonus here. Let's see how well you can get. Not bad. Okay. So, what are you... Okay, here. Sorry, I'm trying to find the NPCs. One nice thing about... I've mentioned this on the stream before, but one of the things I really do love about Starfinder is it's really fucking easy to just open a book and, you know, start running stats directly out of it. It's pretty awesome. Here we go.
Whoa, what's that?
Yeah. Oh, Werbin was dazing.
just checking into my options here.
Boom! She loses her, or he loses his face. So that's actually, yeah, that is definitely. He kind of. What you can go ahead and respond. I think he's got room to move here. There's room to negotiate.
Well, what she'll do is she'll reach down and pull a pouch out of her trench coat, and then just start clinking little credit chips.
I think it's all electronic.
It is?
You could, I mean, if you were transferring it, like for illicit transactions that you want no record of, then yeah, you would probably have those too.
Yeah, so it's basically untraceable credits.
Okay.
And she just starts plinking with him, and she looks at him. I only make my offer once, my friend.
That's not good enough to get him to take your initial offer, but it is good enough for you to counter him. He said 2,000.
1250.
He looks and, you know, his nose twitches a little bit more. 1250. And she looks over and at Ubadong says, "Are her circuits running slow? That's barely moving anything. How am I going to feed my kids?"
She's a very tough negotiator.
We Yasaki have litters of 12. That's 12 mouths. You expect me to split that across 12 mouths? I can't do less than 1,500.
I don't know that Badonks mistrusts him about that copy data, so I can't use that against him.
No.
Naturally, I just want her to reach across the table and grab him by the shirt, but...
Look, I'll kick in the 250.
How much money do I have?
Yeah, the reason I'm not trying to go higher is because I've only got 1350.
Okay. He gestures to Badong and says, "See, that's how you get a deal done. No problem. No problem at all." And he leans in and, watch, you know, what he does is he kind of gets up from his little seat, he scoots along. He says, "Excuse me, little lady. As soon as I tell you this, I better scarp her, because they ain't going to like me sharing the news. And I don't trust your big friend there to be strong in the subtlety of department. But you see those, and he kind of, either you get up to let him out, or he kind of scrambles over you. He's quite, I mean, they're quite nimble as well, too. So maybe he gets up, like, on the thing behind you, moves over, and drops down. I realize now that, like, Yasaki and Badonks are actually lighter than what my dog is. So, like, you guys are very easily able to move around. You dropped it. So he drops down on the ground and says, "All right, now," and he's looking up at you, and he says, "Pretend you're talking to me. Put your hood back up. Hide those eyes of yours."
Yep, she does so.
"Now, try and be discreet here. But you look up, and you see those two human-looking fellas standing at the bar?"
The one with the lavender eyes? Yeah, I saw them.
"Yeah, those two, and that guy they're talking to. With them two, I can't tell you this for sure, but I'm pretty sure they are Aslanti. And why don't each of you guys give me a culture check, please? Let's see what you know about the Aslanti."
I'm getting a distinct feeling from Ember that she really doesn't like humans for some reason. And what I know of the Aslanti as a player is like they're the optimal human race from way back when.
Totally different in Starfinder.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just getting a feeling that she doesn't like humans for some
Oh wow!
reason.
So your culture was 25. Okay. So what the Aslanti are is the Pact Worlds are one of the sort of political units in the interstellar kind of area here. There is also a group called the Vescarium, which are run by the Vesks, these giant reptilian creatures.
Lizard people, yes.
Yeah, the lizard guys. The Vesks actually fought a war. Oh, There we go. That's a Vesk there, guys. Rawr. The Vesk fought a war, the Veskarium fought a war against the Black Worlds that only really came to an end when another threat called the Swarm came in. And it was a threat to both of them, so they teamed up to defeat the Swarm. What the Aslanti are is another interstellar kind of political organization, but they're extremely secretive. Their troops wear armor. They shoot down ships that try and go in there. They, they are very, very aggressive. And what you've heard is that they are, I think you know this, Ember, just because of whatever your connections have been. Maybe you've met an Aslanti before too, and they have that same amber skin, and they have that same like unusual colored eyes, same dark hair.
Maybe the hearing the word Aslanti triggered like a memory that was suppressed somewhere, and it's just coming back to her.
Yeah, love that. Okay, yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, she you know that the Aslanti are aggressive, and I think with a roll that good, I'll even say you've heard that they have been pushing out into like outside of their borders towards other colonies too.
Okay. Do I know anything of like their history? Like, did they originate? Like, they're humans for sure, right?
You know, they're so secretive. Remember, like in this, because the gap happened, you've lost all memory. So that's why they're like what's known as they know they're humanoids. They probably know they're humans. That's kind of the extent of what's known. They're an aggressive, and they don't really, they're not one of the day-to-day things that comes up here. In the pack worlds, but that's how much you know, and you know way more about it than what Zesko or Badonks do. They may not even have heard about it.
I've never even heard of them. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well, Ember will, she's not going to make eye contact with them because she saw them before. She'll pat the rat on the head and then pen in the pouch.
Okay. Pleasure doing business with you, Devil's Daughter. Oh, one more thing. That guy they're talking to, I put him in touch with him so he could beat you up and steal your information. Good luck with it. He turns and makes his way off into the crowd. And guys, let's take our mid-session break right now. Let's get outside with Anna, and then we will cut back to this bar here, the bar with no name,
and got startled by a rat.
You did. Okay, we'll be back in a couple minutes.
Of course we did. Yeah.
So when I saw the rat, I said he had a Han Solo vibe going on. I was like, I should have shot first.
Yeah. I really like these characters.
Yeah, no, the music is awesome.
It is.
Background music.
Yeah, I was grooving to it while you guys were gone.
Me and Steve were head bobbing earlier.
It's catchy.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right. So, checking with chat here. Hi, Brian. Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Mode, what's shaking? Oh, cool. He's learning the system as well, too. Cool, cool. Oh, thanks,
Cool
Mel.
system.
Yeah, the Whisker Network. Oh, thanks, Sean. Yeah, something I introduced in my my other campaign too. I like that a lot. So
Jeff was saying he's really digging the characters. I'm like, yeah.
awesome! I'm glad, guys. So then, what are you guys? What's doing next? So Kepto turns and makes his way off into the crowd. What you can see is, well, I guess Amber. He probably said it quiet enough for only you to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So
He's probably going to say just loud enough for the other two to hear. Boys, we have trouble.
okay.
I assume Badog is a boy.
He doesn't necessarily identify as any.
He's badonks.
Yeah, he's badonks.
Okay. So then, what for Werbin and Badonks? What do you make of this? Werbin, you saw those guys at the bar before, and then talking to that other guy. So, you know, once you, I guess, do you look back and see what's going on, or do you?
Yeah, I think that I would look right over at them.
So you're sort of, it's easy for you because you're in the booth, so it's less conspicuous. Werbin, it will be more conspicuous for him to look,
True.
right? Because
I try to be inconspicuous with my big eyes.
okay. So why don't you give us a stealth check? Let's see how inconspicuous you can be. Good old Werby Werb.
Yeah. I'm hoping this shadowed hood keeps people from thinking.
Zero mod.
Oh.
Noise.
So, what do you think? What do you think you do that makes it obvious that you are looking directly at them?
So, you know, Guile is not a priest's best friend, you know. And so he's sort of like trying to look inconspicuously, kind of, except he's got this massive head and his eyes are like staring right.
So maybe, you know, you're looking over in that direction, and it's as like one of the spotlights or whatever that's sort of like flashing around in the bar. It kind of fixes in place and it shines right on your face, so we can see clearly that you're looking. And you sort of do a double blink, and then when you look back, you see the two of them they turn and they start walking towards the entrance to get out, or the exit, I guess, to get out of here. So, Werbin, Amber, and Badonks, what are you guys doing next?
Well, I find out that those guys are leaving.
I'm sure we'll meet them outside.
Yeah. Ember looks over at Badonk and says, I hope he's not your friend.
Who, that rat?
Yeah.
Business associate at best.
So as you say, who, that rat, there's a Yasaki walking by who stops, looks over at you, and just says, racist! Turns and keeps on going.
Ember just makes a show of looking at Badonk and just shaking her head.
Okay. I mean, you've known Yasaki. They can be quite dependable little guys. They can also be, you know, treacherous rogues. So.
Right. Well,
Ember's gonna like signal for the waitress.
So she walks over. Yes, dear. Can I? Wait a minute.
Ember grins because she realizes she's about to be made, and then lowers her hood down.
No way! No way! I love you!
Is there a back way out of here? There's an autograph in it for you.
Can I get a selfie with you?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'll
Absolutely.
take it and I'll send it to you when we're out of here.
Yeah, there's a way to back to one of the service corridors. It runs behind the wall.
Alrighty.
And by the wall is what they call like the size of the canyon. So it's likely going to be some service tunnel that's been dug in behind, kind of like the back corridors in malls. Imagine that, but like dug around the back to service all the different businesses and things like that are here. So she says, absolutely, yeah, and she kind of goes over and she gussies herself up again, and she adjusts that crazy blonde hair thing that she's gone, leans in, and then makes a really stupid face and takes a couple photos with you.
Mm-hmm.
She looks over at Badong. She's like, "Are you two working together?"
I cannot confirm nor deny that.
My brother loves you. To Badongs.
Oh, thanks.
I know you probably get this all the time, but can you do the pose for me?
Sure. He jumps up on the table and he does his signature pose.
What is his signature pose?
It's probably like some kind of a handstand on like 3 of his hands, so his head's like down, and his other legs are all up in the air.
That's good. She's like, yes, yes. And then
her eyes.
you realize as well too, Zesko, because you're sort of seeing all this happen. This is a pretty standard fare for going out with these guys, but you thought they were trying to be inconspicuous at this point, so they seem to be getting a lot of attention right now, and people are drawing out their comm units and trying to take photos and stuff.
The chaos was intended. Excellent.
So yeah, it's definitely causing a bit of a stir. So she's like, come on, and she leads the 2 of you or 3 of you out. It's a bit uncomfortable to get through the door there, Zesko, Wirbin. Let me get refresh.
Right.
Maybe if you did redo your name, because I know it's showing up properly. I'm just not.
I still see Zesko.
Okay, Steve, if you go to the cog on your far right there.
Yep.
Yeah. See where it says display name? Could you change that to Wirbin and then bracket Steve?
Yes.
And then end bracket?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so that'll stop me from calling you by the wrong name. So as you guys are sort of hustled along here, do you do anything, or you just kind of follow her lead, get through to the back alley, and then she says, if you follow us along, go down for about 200 or 300 feet, and you should find a way that will access an alley. That'll lead you out, and you can get out of here from there.
Ready.
She grabs your hand. She's like, I love you.
She'll pat her on the head.
Okay. So she kind of touches her head and goes running back to whatever she's doing.
Never wash your hair again.
Yeah.
As soon as she's gone, Ember rolls her eyes and says humans.
Okay. So then, what do you guys do next? You can kind of go down one direction. There's maybe like a service droid of some kind in here, and there's some people who are maybe there's some Hilky who are actually hold on, this time of night probably not. I think what you hear instead is the sound of the bar. It definitely goes down. And let's see here, is this the one I want? Yeah, that sounds good. So, there are lights that light up this hallway, guys, but they're sort of like that flickering, dying neon kind of thing, where, there's trash that's out here that has not been collected. There is, there's detritus, there's broken beer bottles or, liquor bottles or something like that out here. What do you guys do?
What do you think, Jeff?
I think we need to basically sneak out of here, but...
Think about getting a ride over the place and waste no time? Avoid these Atlanti goons?
I think we try to avoid the trouble if we can, absolutely.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, that was
Do
my idea.
you want to
No
fight?
need. I don't shy away from combat, but I don't, when there's an option, I try to preserve life.
Oh, kind of out of character, Badonk, do we record combat scenarios and like
Absolutely.
stream them? Okay.
100%. That's some of our best material.
In which case, do you want to deploy your little drones? It'll be conspicuous, but it will record everything.
That's probably a good idea. The Ember says I didn't want any. If any innocents got hurt, we don't need that on the stream.
Of course, of course.
I love which is being recorded by the camera that's on Werbin right now.
We can edit that out.
Take that out in
that's
post.
Yeah, Ember's gonna reach over and just tap the camera, and then that's good now.
Okay.
Well, I think that like right now, this part here, it's not that he's live streaming it. He's recording parts that he'll like show as little segments during the live stream.
Got it. So,
Like if there's dead air, he'll like cut to the CD bar where we got this drive.
since
Yeah,
you can,
you make hand gestures to the camera all the time. You're like,
It was at this moment we found out what would happen and didn't realize it till now and cut back.
that's great. Okay, so what do we do next here then?
Yeah. Make it back to the main thoroughfare and see about getting a ride.
Well, we have our own ship, don't we?
You do, yeah.
Is it more of a like space ship or is it?
It's
up and
something.
down?
So the spaceships in this are very much like if you picture the Millennium Falcon. Anything you could do in the Millennium Falcon is probably what you could do in your ship. You can go in and out of atmosphere. You can travel between systems. You can travel between worlds. There are two ways of traveling. There's like conventional drive, and there is what's called drift drive. And drift drive is it is, I believe, days or weeks that you spend in it to travel. But if what you want to do is like fly elsewhere on the planet, you can absolutely do that. What's his name said about the showbads shooting down ships? Give us a culture check here, Amber.
I'm fairly good at that. Oh yeah.
It's not. He's not necessarily telling the truth. There may be an element of that, but like to actually take a starship down, even a small one like yours, out of the sky would be, pretty impressive for a bunch of showbads.
Gotcha. Yeah, Ember shrugs and says, the rat knew about us, and apparently he told people about us, and they may be expecting our ship and what to look out for. So, if we travel more inconspicuously, we might avoid some more danger.
Makes sense.
yes, let's.
Yes, let's. What do you mean?
Run to danger or
Let's
avoid
avoid.
danger?
But then again, if you need footage,
I have what you call
I can be.
B-roll. So what are you thinking?
He doesn't know what our ship looks like, does he? Well, he might.
I don't. Oh well.
It's
maybe.
pretty famous, I think.
Right.
Do we have a remote call features on the thing to where it can come pick us up at the end?
Nope.
Or we just have to fly it?
Yeah, you have to fly it. I think you can install those features. In fact, there's the next supplement that's coming out is the Starship Manual, I believe, Starship Operations Manual. So it's going to have a bunch of more stuff, but I think autopilot is an option. I don't know if it's so advanced as to fly over and go down. The one that's on your ship, at least, is not. What is the name of your ship, guys? What do you call it?
That's a good question.
I think we called it
Badonk
here.
ship, right?
Incidentally,
Do we have a name?
I think before we called it the Dancing Dog. Because remember?
Oh yeah, there we go. Because there's a picture of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, I would say it's still the dancing dog. I don't think we would have replaced it, or I would have, assuming if it's my ship. So.
It's probably collectively your ship.
Right, like yeah,
Yeah.
our ship.
Yeah.
How about we call it the Dancing Devil?
It's his ship.
Okay.
Maybe Ember refers to it as the dancing devil, and it's not its actual name.
That's canon now.
Yeah. Okay. So what you guys see, because you're kind of talking about what to do, where to go. I think what happens is you see the door that you guys came through. It bursts open, and inside you can kind of picture that they have red skin as opposed to this guy, but they look very much like this, dressed in kind of coveralls with some or not coveralls, but like utility jumpsuit kind of thing, and they burst out and kind of look one way, look the other way. There are 4 of them. Actually, there's gonna be 5 of them because I'm a sadist. So there's 5 of them that burst out. They look up and down. They see you guys at the far end. You guys have only traveled maybe about, let's say, 100 feet of the 500 right now. And they look like, there they are, get them! And they're drawing weapons out.
Bastards.
Bastards indeed. Don't you know who I am? You're killing famous people.
Good thing I just deployed our camera drones.
Yeah, it's almost as if like it was keyed. And the drones pick it up too. Like, shit, I hope they got that. So, let's do this, guys. Everyone click on initiative, please. And I'll roll initiative for them.
There it is.
Initiative. Where is it?
We have the turn order open.
I don't know.
Oh, hold on. I gotta get. Yeah, sorry. I got turn order.
Whoa.
Clicking.
Turn order is open now. Yeah.
Okay, I'll try that again.
Okay, let me get. Sorry about that, guys.
18.05.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No,
the
4.
usual.
Because it's
token.
adding or it's recording what your bonus is in the case of ties.
Mine was by far the best.
You did pretty good. What was yours?
4.
Did you roll? Well, did you actually roll initiative? Oh,
You
did you
should
click?
click your token to
Click it. Here,
get it.
I'll put your token on here. Add a turn. I'd hate for you to miss out on that 4. 4 plus 0. Fantastic.
10.
There you go. Now. I just need to find token for these schmoes. I think it's way the F down. Give me a sec here, guys. All right. Oh, you know what? But while you are doing that, I will allow you guys to draw your weapons. Because you guys have a base attack bonus that is greater than 1, you can draw it as part of a move action at this point. So,
Okay.
nice of you guys to roll your initiative in the order that your actual actions are, too. I appreciate that, guys. Okay. Okay. You know what I'm just going to do? I'm going to use this because I think it's a funny picture. There we go. Oh, and let me put...
That reminds me of, was that the Call of Cthulhu game we played? Or the, where that picture was used last?
that was in Marvel Superheroes, actually. Yeah, he played Wolverine, actually.
Oh.
In our game.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a very close second to what to play tonight, to be honest. I can't remember where we left off in the story, and I didn't have time to come up with something. So the door opens up, boom, boom, boom. 5 Tom Hardys come spilling out. They're all dressed like those other guys, and they're coming down towards you, and they rolled. Oh, come on, get down there. Oh, I'll post one more, and then add a turn for this one, and not delete that one. And I rolled 17. But that, so actually, technically, I rolled a 15, and it's 17 point. Oh, shit. There we go. Let's put that in descending order. Boom. So, top of the round, we have Ember, Devil's Daughter. They are about 100 feet away. What do you do?
Oh, 100 feet? Okay. Make sure the range on this one, 130 feet, okay. So, with the cameras live and battle about to start, Ember, her whole demeanor shifts. She throws her hood back and says, "Cameras live, boys, let's give them a show." And she holds out her pistol and starts drawing energy from it.
Yep.
She's using a full turn to cast Magic Missile.
Nice!
So it's like 3 bolts of electricity just...
Awesome. Go ahead and click on the spell. It should roll all your damage for you.
Yeah, I can do 3d4 plus 3, so...
Okay. Boom. Nice. So first attack...
well, it's all of them. I combine them into one. They're just... One person gets started.
Oh, okay. You hit the ball. Okay, so... awesome.
Yeah.
So, one of the guys... Oh, hold on. Yeah, is hammered by this thing, and he staggers back. His jumpsuit scorched, but he's still coming towards you. He looks like he's ready to collapse, though. So that was Amber's turn. Then it's their turn. I think they are going to move up towards and start shooting their guns. So, you know, we're not going to worry about the 3-round. I know we talked before we went live about using the PF2 3-action thing. We'll just use regular Starfinder stuff right now, because that way I don't have to convert stuff over. Okay, so then they are going to... Yeah, they're moving, so they're not making a... what do you call it? They're shooting. And I'm going to spread... Let's see here, I'll do 2 on Werbin. Werbin, what is your KAC? That's your kinetic armor class.
My kinetic armor class
You want me to do
is 14.
KAC is a 14. What is your EAC?
Is a 13.
13. Okay, Ember, what is your KAC?
They're both 14.
Okay, EAC is 14. Jeffrey, what is your KAC and EAC?
KAC is 18 and EAC is 17.
Holy shit. Okay.
Nice.
Nice guys. That way I don't have to keep asking for them. Okay, so then first we've got 2 of them are firing their shots at you there, Werby Werb. And I already lost where I put it. So then 14. Ooh, both of them hit you.
I can take it.
You can. So each... Oh, wrong things. That means you take a total of 7 points of damage. Take it off your blue bar. That is your stamina. So click on it, go to the blue thing, hit -7, and then enter. Stamina is something that recovers fairly quickly. Okay, so they're shooting at you. You're not actually... And the way we sort of have been describing it in the fiction, guys, this is the sort of like, you know, fatigue versus actual injury. When your hit points are hit, that's when you're actually taking actual damage. Otherwise, it's near misses. So, yeah, that hail of gunfire coming in at you there, Werb, is not good. They have moved to within 20 feet of you guys right now. Oh, sorry, I said you were 100 feet away. No, they've moved to within 60 feet of you. Badonk. Badonk. Let's fire at you. You're only 1 shot against you. That is a wild miss. And then Ember, 2 shots on you. Both of those go wild. So the shots that are coming down here, it seems like Werbin is the only one, obviously the bigger target. Yeah. Badonk, your turn. What are you doing?
Okay. I have a bunch of different weapons. So I think I can still only attack with one. So I'm gonna use my...
So what you can do...
and cannon.
When you go full attack, like anybody can do a full attack in Starfinder, is just, I think it's -5 to each attack. I'm gonna double check that.
I think in this first round, I'm just gonna shoot at the closest one towards me and use my bravado hand cannon. Maybe I do a fancy opening sort of move that I do.
So what's the range on the hand cannon?
Oh, I guess I should check that before I find that. Oh, that one's only 20 feet. Yeah, I guess it's not.
Yeah, so that would be like 5, or they're 60 away. That's 3 range increments away too.
Oh, do I have anything that shoots far?
Remember, that's not your max range. That's just the range increment.
Oh, okay. So I could move closer.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some acrobatics and sort of move closer to them.
Okay, so you noticed. Remember, you got that. I can't remember what it's called. It's a something attack. It's your operative ability. It's sort of
one of my abilities. Yeah, it's called trick attack.
Yes, that's it. So the way trick attack works is it's basically the Starfinder equivalent of the. Oh, there you go. Perfect. Yeah, so you can trick in as a full action. You can move up to your speed. Whether or not you moved, you can then make an attack with a melee weapon with the operative special property or with any small arm. Just before you do, you make an attempt with a bluff Intimidate, or Stealth check. The DC is 20 plus your target's CR. I can tell you that their CR is a half, so it's 20.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay, so I got bluff check.
Yep.
Or wait, bluff, intimidate.
Yeah, sort of like the way we've been playing it is like whatever makes sense in the fiction for what you're doing. If you're tumbling, if you're sneaking, if you're hacking their computer.
No, I think this is bluff. I think he's like, it's, he's like moving one way, he's got one gun out, and then he's gonna, sort of fire with the other actual gun.
Love it. Yeah.
His arms hard to keep track of.
I love all 6 weapons are out now, too.
Yeah, totally. He's got them all out. So he can move 40 feet, so you said they were 60 away.
Yeah, so you're 20 feet away.
So I can move right to my normal, the actual increment I want, and then I fire my bravado hand cannon.
Okay, well, first make your... oh, yeah, why don't you do that? Yeah, see if you hit first, then we'll do trick attack. Whoa, that is a big hit. Yeah.
So then I use bluff to see if the bluff worked.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
On the nose.
So you nailed for 14 damage. So what is your bravura... Bravura? What is it called?
Bravado?
Yeah, it was called, trick attack?
Oh, no, the hand cannon. It's right on the screen here. The bravado hand cannon.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go out.
Yeah,
and of course it's the biggest, loudest one that goes off, and it spins this guy around. He drops to the ground, dead, or at least not moving. And again, like you're 3 feet tall, running down towards them. Ah!
The bravado hand cannon is also the one that I've got one of the drones programmed. That sort of like as I aim it, it's got like almost like a hair trigger that as I start to pull the trigger, the camera lines up with where I'm shooting, and when I pull the trigger, it sort of flies really quickly where I'm shooting and gets a shot.
Love it. So yeah, you get the shot of dropping the guy. Nice one. That's for the trailer. Warbin, what are you doing?
If I cast that spell, the Wispy Ally, Wispy Ally.
Yep.
It only affects one of the 5 guys, or does it?
Well, that's got a range of only 30 feet, though. So right now you are 60 feet away from them. You could move up and then cast that.
Yep.
Occupy same space, provides harrying fire or covering fire. So what this does is basically it either gives you guys a bonus to hit this guy, or it provides a penalty to him. That's what covering fire, harrying fire does.
But it'll only affect one guy at a time. It won't affect all.
Yeah, it either gives +2 to hit them, or +2 to the AC of whatever it's attacking. Doesn't do damage.
All right. What about charging? Could I run and make it in there quickly?
Well, it says you can charge. I can't remember if charge is just your full move. I don't think you can reach the dude with it. But let's see here. Charge. I think it's a full round action. Charging allows you to move up to double your speed and make a melee attack. I think your speed is a 40, isn't it?
What? Yes, it is. Yep.
Is it 40 or is it 50? I can't remember.
It is 40.
Is it 40? Yeah.
And has a speed that high. Jeez.
Yeah. So you go racing in.
I roar and I use my big hammer.
Boom, 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 boom. All right, so charging gives you, let's see here, -2 to your attack roll. But because of your uplifted bear ability, you don't take a penalty to it. Is there something else that happens with it? I can't remember what your other ability does.
My other ability?
The other uplift with your charge ability. I thought there was something else it did as well.
Oh, I don't know.
Let's see here, bear. Bear. Uplifted bear. Ferocious charge is at 150. What's up here? Okay,
Sweet, ferocious charge. That's the one.
When you charge, you can attempt a trip combat maneuver in place of a normal melee attack. But it sounds like you want to hit with hammer, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, make an attack roll. -2 to hit.
Very good, yes. I just clicked the button and something happened.
Oh my god! So this thing, like, just fires up with electricity, and boom! You hammer this guy, and he is driven into the ground. by it. You turn and roar triumphantly, having knocked it down. The lightning now playing in your eyes. Amber, you're up next. What are you doing?
She's gonna do a repeat of the first round, but she's gonna like space out her magic missiles. Her eyes crackle with electricity as she's starting to charge up more.
Yep.
And she's just gonna go one on each of them.
Nice. Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, I change this back to 1d4, I believe.
Okay.
Yes. So I'll just click it 3 times.
No. What I do with it? Hold on. Let me get in your. Because I just add those as extras in your spell description. Put somewhere in the spell description. Just put double square. Is it in there already, or did?
It's not, but I know how to do it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, because that way we can just get everything in one roll. That's what I've typically done for that when because Brent plays a Technomancer in our other game, and then it'll be these hired thugs.
Okay, so ignore the initial damage roll. It'll
Okay.
be in the text.
Here we go.
Like that, and boom.
Nice. So 3.
It should be at the bottom.
Oh, I see. Okay, there we go. So 5. Okay, so then the first guy is down. Second guy, the one you scorched. I was assuming that's you were hitting him with the first one there. 4. Awesome. So yeah, the alleyway is lit up by this stuff scorching down towards him.
She's being overly thematic. She says, "You don't stand a chance. Do you know who you're fighting?"
Okay. Give me an intimidate check.
Okay.
I'll give you a +2 to that as well too. Okay, so that'll be 18 then. So yeah, they sort of the two of them, see this bear with this lightning playing all over his hammer and in his eyes. This Skittermander that seems to be more guns than Skittermander, and this lightning wielding android at the end. The two of them kind of look at each other and like, ah! They turn and go racing back towards the where they came. They're able to reach the door, and they're trying to like bang on the door to get in back into the bar, but it's locked from this side.
There's just a drone filming this.
Yes. Badonks, what are you doing?
Do we let them get away? Do we? What do you guys think? I don't know what Badonks would do. I think Badonks...
Question them? Do we ask them a few questions, or?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what information would you get out of them?
Yeah.
Good point.
You know who
Yeah.
hired them, right? So.
Yeah, I just...
Let's leave them shaking in their boots with one drone there to watch them.
Yeah, they're just guns for hire. I think that
Go.
we make our way. We continue on with what we were up to.
Okay.
I think.
I could use it as a captive audience to preach the word of Green Phi. So, gentlemen, have you heard of the word of Green?
Boom! This big hammer. They're like, oh, don't hit us. That's so good, Steve. Oh god, you know what, guys? Everyone gets another point of astonishing fortune. That is, you guys have been fucking making me split up tonight. So, okay, then, Warbin. Eventually, a waitress opens the door. The two of them go running inside, and then the door kind of closes behind you. Boom! Big hammer over your shoulder and start lumbering down. Amber and Badonks, if you put your hoods back up, you guys will once again be completely, lost in the crowd. You guys make your way out, and you go elsewhere to, I guess, well, where do you go? Where's the next place? So you had talked a little bit about where you guys wanted to go next, or how you wanted to get out there. You could take the dancing dog. You could take the, you could hire something. You could take a different ship if that's what your concern is.
Ember, she says, "Well, we've pretty much blown our cover already. Why don't we just take our ship?"
I think it's right. The fans are expecting to see us fly in on the dog.
Yeah, I think you're right.
This may be the best motivation for any group of PCs ever. Like, you are glory hounds and fame hordes.
But we were pretending to be like, sneaky, get in there, get the information, get out, and we couldn't do it.
All right. So it does sound like you've got some really good footage from that first, thing.
Absolutely.
It'll take you, it's going to be a matter of an hour or so to get yourself over to this region. So
Ember's really good with computers, so she'll edit the footage as Badonk flies us there.
Nice. And you're taking out that one thing that you didn't want in there?
Yes.
Nice. Okay. So,
what did she not want in there?
About catching innocents in the crossfire.
But
Oh,
editing
right.
out the innocence.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about. Let me get cut this stuff here, and let me bring you to Akiton.
You hear Badonk yell from the front, "Make sure you get my pose in there!"
I know. I'm gonna touch it up with some Photoshop or whatever this thing is.
The Starfinder equivalent of.
Your color was a little off. It needs to be a
There's a
little.
little too much fur in that one.
The amount of times I made use of that phrase in the Starfinder equivalent of whatever. Okay.
It'll probably be a hollow shop or something.
Yeah. Okay. So, guys, let me adjust some stuff here. Just gonna get rid of that. Now let's do this. So, first thing, we're going to move this down.
That's an epic hammer smash there, Warman.
Yeah, seriously. Steve, great job.
Critical hits.
Dropping the hammer.
Critical hits are a thing in this game, right?
Say again? Crits?
What's
Yes,
that?
they are. Yeah.
Yeah,
And you don't
somebody
you don't confirm. And I did, in addition to my Worlds deck, I did get my critical hit deck.
Nice.
And my critical fumble deck.
We don't do those.
Fuck those.
Do we need a signed agreement of what to expect?
Okay.
I love the critical fumble deck and the hit deck.
Yeah, they can be fun.
Until my players send a mutated mana core to another dimension with a gun, laser pistol.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Let's see here.
I removed that card.
Yeah, good call. Okay, here we go, guys.
I really like the music in this one.
Thanks. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's you know what? It wasn't the first game I thought of, but once I landed on it, I'm like, this is a nice, real change of pace from what we've been playing lately. So I thought you guys would enjoy, and I would enjoy running it too. So, okay.
Over here, I like my magic and swords and fantasy, but this Dune level technology. Yeah, this is hitting it.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a really, really good game. Okay, so you guys, what we see next is this. There's no, sandworm in the background. There are all these swirling, what do you call it? Swirling sands and particle-filled horizon. Yeah, orange stretches out to ever, and we see the white devil dog or dancing dog. See, like what you're doing now. Jeez, I'm just mashing up words to get. So it comes down and lands down in the edge of this large canyon. And you guys come, it stops, the little landing thing comes down, and we see the three of you guys walk out. Now, one thing that you can do in Starfinder that's kind of cool is you can automatically activate full, for basically all of your armors, you can activate full, what do you call it, full sealed systems. So, but they last a number of, I think it's a number of hours, or a number of 24-hour increments equal to the level of the armor.
That's for protecting us from the inclement
Heat, unsafe atmospheres, pressure, things like that.
So, being an android, she doesn't need to breathe, so she should be relatively okay.
It's the other things. Flying particulates don't tend to work well with metal.
Gotcha.
Or with electronics, even advanced bioelectronics like yourself.
And if this is the equivalent of Mars, that dust gets everywhere.
Yeah.
So.
And you can, I think a lot of the atmosphere is not particularly thick either. So you do need to take breathing supplements or whatever. But yeah, so you guys come out. What is the what you guys will need to do is somehow get down to the floor of the canyon. It's not wide enough for you able to get the ship down there. But hold on, could you? I'm not sure. Let's see how big the ship is. It is.
Yeah, she's gonna look over the side and say, "Don't you fall, boys. I do not want to clean that mess up. You guys don't repair as easy as androids do." For us, you just find all the pieces, put it back together, and turn this back on. You guys, you go squish.
If I fall, it's on purpose.
Who has the best piloting or pilot skill?
Pretty sure Badonk's the only one that has it. I have no ranks in it. So.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have piloting of 12.
That's pretty good.
Okay, so it's
Wanna make a
just
piloting roll.
give me a piloting roll. Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna see if you can land down in there.
Whoa!
Let's re-roll that, shall we?
Yeah, you might want to note
Roll
Daredevil.
our fumble.
The Daredevils, you're flying at maximum speed just over the cusp of the canyon. Okay, go ahead and make your re-roll. There you go. So, Jeff, what does it look like? Is it just the same scene but landing on the canyon floor now?
Yeah, absolutely. He's just
Okay.
flying like a maniac.
You hear
He's
the-
probably got some cameras on the outside of the ship.
Amber's like, no, 3 feet to the left. Whoa, watch out!
Okay. Yeah, no kidding. That's the astonishing fortune being spent. So it lands, you guys step out, and you find yourself in the canyon walls. And sure enough, there is the entrance. What do you guys do?
Alrighty, let's see if this information is worth the money we paid.
Okay.
That's what it looks like. Wow. Okay. I think the first thing that Badonks will do for something like this is actually do like fly a circle around the temple or whatever and get some good, footage of the areas. But at the same time, he is
Establishing shots.
Yeah, but he is also checking it out himself because as much as he's a showman and whatever on camera, he's careful about his show, and that's why it's been around for a long time. And he is actually cautious to a point.
Sure.
Like, not when the camera's rolling, but when it's off, it's like he's pre-scouting the shot. It's like those Dude Perfect videos where they make a crazy basketball shot. They just don't show you the 200 they missed before they got the one.
Absolutely,
that they nailed.
So being an awakened bear, does Warbin have scent of some sort? Or is that going to work at all here?
Let's see, where's my in archive 2? Let's see.
I'm wondering if he sensed any recent activity nearby, we might be on guard more.
Yeah. No, it's a
Or
good.
go with a Steve.
He does not.
Okay.
But I mean, let's see what else.
Like a Steve Irwin thing,
So
look at these hot bastards.
You do have it as a reminder. Uplifted bears have limited telepathy to 30 feet, so you can talk in people's minds.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Which is creepy as shit, because that's probably how you communicate to those guys. Is that bear went up, and then suddenly you were just in their mind, not talking. Have you heard about green? Ah!
I love it.
Okay.
We enlighten you.
So, once you've got your shots, you sort of go around. The shots are all, you got more than enough of this stuff. And I think you get you spy this from the ground. You can see this thing, the entrance to the door on the side there too. And it's wow. It seems to be made out of the same like orangish brown stone that the canyon walls are made of.
This is very well hidden. Well, no time like the present.
Yeah,
So let's give the fans what they're waiting for.
I agree.
Temple secrets.
Okay.
Darkness within. Danger abounds. And all that jazz.
Excellent. Okay. So as you guys head down, you land, you come out. What happens next? I'll put the dancing dog out of the way. You walk up, and I'm picturing that you guys have set this shot up perfectly, so you got small, medium, and large creatures all lined up.
Yeah, for sure.
Ember's gonna look for some kind of control pad or something to get the doors open with.
Well, this seems to be it seems to be older than electronic technology.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks. I'm glad we brought the bear. Look for a way to open the doors.
All right.
Or
Okay.
another way in.
Okay, so you're looking around, and like, what are you looking for here? There's no obvious doors. There's no obvious handle or like knob or button or something that to open this thing or to activate it.
I could use my engineering score of 1 to try to perceive the functionings of the door.
Do you have 1 as the bonus, or do you have 1 point in it?
1 is the bonus.
Yeah, so you have no training in engineering then. So.
No.
Well, Ember's gonna be like, if it's before technology, or maybe there's some magic involved, and she's gonna, like, her eyes gonna shift colors into like an orange spectrum, and then she's gonna put her hand up, and it's gonna like open up to a little bit of sensors. She's gonna detect magic around the door.
Love it. So that's a good opportunity to talk about how detect magic differs in this from PF1. It's very much like what it ends up being in PF2, where it's specifically, you can't detect magical traps this way, as they're created with additional wards to protect them from this common spell. But what you can tell is that there is a fairly elaborate enchantment that is that binds this door. It is old, like it seems to be. It's doing the like magical equivalent of like sparking old wires, where it's sort of like it's not holding together terribly well. And you think that maybe if you gave it a little bit of a nudge, you might actually be able to open this up. So the nudge would be a mysticism roll.
Okay. She's gonna like pull her hand back, and her eyes are gonna shift back into the cool blue color, and she's gonna look at the shoes like, I'm gonna feed this thing some magic. You two might want to step back.
You got it.
I do so.
Okay.
Yep.
And then she's gonna start drawing on magic. I envision most of her magic is based on electrical current and whatnot, and just it focuses the energy around her into magical effects, kind of like decoding the universe.
Okay.
And then she's gonna like sphere it up and just like, and then push the magic into the door.
Nice. So give us a mysticism roll.
I'm not sure. That's an 8.
It's an 8, so 15. That's probably not going to be quite good enough. What you could do is take more time, and then just you would definitely be able to figure it out, but that might take like an hour. Or you can spend a point of astonishing fortune.
I would like to do that.
Yep, go nuts.
Okay. Drop that down, and come on, roll 20. Give the fans what they're looking for.
That one!
Yes.
That is absolutely what they're looking for.
Well, I asked for it.
Oh, that's so
I'm
good.
guessing some kind of magical blowback.
Oh my gosh.
She goes like, I think it's frayed worse than I thought. And then, boom.
Okay, give me 2 seconds here. I need to find what I want here. Oh my god. I love role-playing games.
Epic failures are also good footage.
Hell yeah.
Indeed they are, yes.
It has to make her look, somewhat, can't upload every bad fumble.
Oh, you know what?
Well,
We need to edit it.
well, this is where Bedonks looks at her and he's like, "We're live."
That is what breaks her concentration and has it happen. That's literally what. Yeah. What?
We always do the show live.
Okay, now would you... Let's see here.
That was why I did the intro when we walked down the ramp.
Amber, give me a reflexes save, please.
Reflexes. I'm not so good at that.
Uh-oh.
No.
No. Okay. Alright, so you take 20 points of damage
Holy crap.
as this thing
wow.
just charges through you.
Jeez.
That knocked out all my stamina and 5 of my hit points.
Maybe I better do a little healing here.
So, the thing with healing is you're healing often... Well, he did take hit point damage. Your like Mystic Cure and your other thing, that heals hit points, not stamina points.
Well, okay.
Okay?
What can I spend Resolve on?
Resolve is on the top bar.
Yeah, what can I spend it on?
Resolve. So you have certain abilities sometimes that you can spend it on, and if you take, I think it's... Hold on, it might be 10 minutes, so you could spend a point of... Here we go.
Resolve. Oh yeah, resolve points.
Let's see here. If you take 10 minutes of uninterrupted rest, you can spend a point of resolve and then regain all your lost stamina points.
Gotcha.
What are you in a rush for here?
No, I'm just asking what it was for.
No, I'm saying, like, what are you in a rush for? Like, why don't you spend? You got 5 resolve.
Yeah, she's gonna get. I need a minute. Turn the cameras off.
There's smoke coming out of her joints.
God.
Well,
Yeah.
this is when. So this big scene happens, and then this is when Badonks cuts to some of the preview, like the footage we've prepared.
Yeah.
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 Okay. All right, so you sit down. You recovered that. Now, Werbin, you were talking. He did. Ember still did take some actual hit point damage. Oh, Steve, your stamina. Why don't you spend 1 point of your resolve and get your stamina back up to full?
Okay. Deal. And
And your stamina be back up to 21. Nice. So, Steve, did you want to heal Ember?
maybe a good idea while we're standing around.
So, what are you thinking here? Are you thinking of using one of your spells, or?
I think I've Mr. Well, I do have medicine.
So, do you have a first aid? I don't think you can actually heal in this game
Yeah,
with first aid.
Okay.
I think,
So just
yeah. So what
Mystic
you could
Cure.
do, you got 2 options. You have a spell, which is Mystic Cure, or you've got that that class ability, Healing Touch.
Oh, okay.
But see how I don't know how long Healing Touch takes to actually use though. That's the only question I got.
Where is that?
10 minutes. Oh, it's only 10 minutes. So you could do this. You could
Well,
sit.
I'm resting.
It's once per day, and you'd restore 15 hit points.
Oh,
Oh,
that's way too much.
it is too much, isn't it? And then there's Mystic Cure, which does
11 at the bottom. is what I
Yikes.
rolled.
Yeah, so that would have healed 11.
Okay. Put me back up at
Okay.
my max.
That's that.
What does your Mystic Cure spell look like?
Do not lick my face.
Yeah. You get this low rumble. You get this low rumble from his throat. Oh, he does a little bit of throat chanting, and there's a blue hue that surrounds his hands, and then the flesh of the tormented victim.
Okay. You have been healed. All right. So then, guys, what is
She's gonna stand up, collect herself, and dust herself off, and says, "I knew we brought the bear along for a reason. Thank you."
That's what I'm here for.
The Badonks had a little corner camera showing the little touching moment between you two. That maybe
No
you
pun
didn't
intended.
notice. Yeah.
Nice.
She goes, "Well, it's time to kick this door's ass. I'm gonna do it again. This time, don't distract me."
I also have a mystic score, so should you?
Do you have Detect Magic as a cantrip there, Steve?
I do. Yes.
Yeah, so while Amber's catching her breath, you certainly would have had time to try this. So why don't you, if you cast Detect Magic, which is you can cast it until the cows come home. You see exactly what she's seen. If you want to try and push through it, go ahead and give us a mysticism check.
Rock and roll. Mysticism. Here we go. Booms.
Now.
Oh my gosh. Come on.
Let's spend our last point not to have that happen, okay?
Yeah, go ahead and give us a reroll there, Steve-O.
Yeah, astonishing fortune. All right. Let's try that again.
See, that's how it felt.
This can't be that hard. Whoa!
Point 17. Here we go.
17 is good enough. All right, so yeah, you concentrate on this, and you can feel exactly like I described to Ember. There are some like mystic guards on here, but they seem to be the very dilapidated version of those things. Whatever was fueling them seems to have been losing power over time, and you sort of push it, and the door opens, and there's that puff of dust from inside that goes out.
Amber mutters in her breath, "I loosened it up for him."
Yes, you did. Thank you. Yes.
That's in your head as well, too. Okay, so then what happens next, guys? What you see before you is I believe it is a 15-foot wide entrance. And let me see here. Who has a dark vision?
I traded that away for my technomancy thing.
Oh, right. Badonk, I can't remember. Badonks, I don't remember if Skittermanders have dark vision or not.
That's familiar.
But I
have low light vision.
that.
Okay. Ooh, you have that, and also, you know what? You guys all there are lights set on all of your armor as well too. So you could
nice.
just you can just activate.
Well, and I think we would be lighting it up for the camera anyway. Like, I don't think we would.
Okay.
So I think we've got lots of lights.
Yeah, that
Sure.
takes a white balance in here. Do.
Let me just get this out here, guys. Okay, let me get you in here.
Technomancers are pretty cool.
Technomancers are exceptionally cool. Yeah.
Yeah, super cool.
One sec here. I'm trying to resize something here. Where am I?
I think I'm gonna get my real life group together once this quarantine this a little bit, or we play outside and keep our distance.
Oh,
Oh,
to try
we have
Starfinder?
We get groups of 5. We have a group of 5, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think that they'll like this game. If they.
Well, from what I've seen so far, there's a lot of things that tie into Mass Effect, which we've all played. So it would be really fun playing it like that. So.
And honestly, with a game like this, I mean, you can create any outside story you want.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. Why is that not working?
I like the themes in this one. In the future, of course, there would be just sort of, everyone would have their own reality channel. All the bounty hunters. And,
It's all in
Totally.
VR, man.
yeah.
Awakened bears, androids, and furring sick-armed gnomes. So.
Yeah, it's I really like the. It's just it's a neat. The way I've been describing it to people before is that you can basically anything you could picture for any like sci-fi setting or like modern day setting. You can find a way of doing a Starfinder riff on that idea, which is pretty awesome.
I've been staring at Badonk's character image and trying to figure out what for the life of me that resembles, and I finally figured it out.
What's that?
It's definitely a gnome that bred with another creature, and I'm picturing the Aurum Vorax from Iron Gods.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
You know what that creature is?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Arm Vorax is actually an older it's a creature that first, I think it's Monster Manual 2 or Fiend Folio. So it's a very, very old monster.
Right number of legs, right kind of bitiness with the eyes, and then the gnome puff-colored hair and beard.
So one of the Attack from the Swarm thing, they actually introduced some of the other inhabitants of the Skittermander's planet, and they're terrifying. Like, they're just fucking horrifying creatures.
So it's almost just like the gnomes that left the first world to get away from all the weird stuff. Skittermanders did the same thing.
Skittermanders, no, their system is the same system as the Vesk.
Oh.
Yeah, they're from one of the planets. That's actually, I had a package come in today, and I was really hoping it was going to be my copy of the, what do you call it, of the Near Space book, because it's got all the stuff on, like, the Veskarium, and, yeah, and all that stuff. It's shame. Oh, shit. You know what? Ah, fuck it. So I'm looking forward to seeing that stuff. Give me 2 seconds here, guys. I'm just gonna boom.
I'm gonna have to buy more Starfinder stuff now.
Awesome! I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed it.
Yeah. I enjoyed it when we played it the first time with these characters.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is, guys. You are just giving me an excuse to run it again. What are you doing to me?
Well, the next time people can't make it, let's continue.
Hell yeah. Well, it's a good. I like. It was an accidental kind of thing, but it's a great setup for why you're going on adventures, right? Of the reality stars.
Perfect.
Next big thing.
You know it's coming.
Yeah, really. All right, so guys, let me.
Ember's trying to rationalize why she couldn't open the door, and it's nature magic. That's what it is.
For sure. Stupid nature
Yes,
magic.
that's it.
Well, it is ancient magic, which would be, as
Before technomancy, yeah.
exactly.
Natural.
Okay. We go. Sorry, guys, I just wanted to resize the map quickly so that you guys could actually stay at a reasonable size for your tokens.
No.
Oh, and I'm keeping that bear big, though. He's a big one. That is one thing I also like, is that you can, like, size for your characters. It's not really a factor. So, like, you get to play some really... There's an option to play lots of really, really interesting character types in it. You can play Dragonkin from one of the planets in the Pact Worlds, which is fucking super cool.
This is beefy kobolds.
Beefy kobolds, yeah. I think they can breathe fire, though, so there is that. There we go. And... Sorry about the wait to set this up here, guys. And for those listening at home, I'm
the game
sure
wasn't ready.
this is thrilling. Watch Kev fuck around with Roll20.
Well, I mean, unless they're new subscribers, they know what they're getting into.
This is true. Okay, guys.
And for all of you that are new, welcome to the fun.
Yeah, here's what you see, guys, is the door opens, and there are a series of ancient pillars leading down within.
Is there 10-foot squares?
They are 10-foot squares, yeah.
Cool.
Werbin sniffs some of the pillars.
Okay, so your thing opens up. Dust and, age. It's very, very old in here. And the wind is, in fact, dying down.
Ember looks over at Madoc and says, you set the alarm, right? We don't want to steal the ship.
Of course.
All right.
Ooh, I think I want this one instead, guys. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, which way does the map go, Kev?
Say again? Oh, sorry.
Wait.
Down towards. You can see the end is on the left there.
Is where we started.
Yes.
Out.
Yeah. Over here, this is the entrance. The doors opened up, and Werbin stepped a couple feet inside.
Okay.
You can ignore the giant A on the floor.
Uh-huh.
There is a strange alpha symbol. It looks as if it might attack if you draw too much attention to it.
Yeah, or it might be an accident right there.
What are you guys doing?
I guess start to head down.
Yeah, Ember keep up a running commentary just for the fly fans.
Yep.
Says, this place is spoopy. Look at all the ancient etchings on the wall and all the shadows created by the dancing lights.
Do not fear, for I will sense the presence of evil spirits.
If I had a heart, it would be thumping hard.
Okay. So it appears that Werbin is slowly making his way down here. You can see that on the pillars on either side there are designs of 4 armed figures.
These Kasathas?
They may be Kasathans. Their heads look a little different. They seem to be quite primitive.
Gotcha. I see Kasathan if that's...
So hold on. So Werbin, stop moving there. Those are stairs there.
Yep, stairs.
And they lead up into another chamber. Now, Ember stops, and yeah, you can see them. Why don't you give me a, let's see here, give me a culture check again, please.
Moi?
Yeah. No, sorry, Ember.
Not bad.
So, the symbols and the writing that's on these things, they are definitely Kasathans. The writing has a vague resemblance to what the Kasathan modern language is, but doesn't make it doesn't necessarily make sense to you.
She'll say, Badonk, make sure you get these markings on camera there. They look strange form of Kasathan, but really old.
For sure.
He's
jumping around and...
Don't put them on live stream. We don't want anybody getting ahead of us on the translation.
This is all live stream.
Well, up close stuff.
I love that carried over too. We'll cut it up in post. It's live.
Yeah, he keeps telling her. It's like
Okay.
every time. she
So
says
if you guys
that,
are
he's
curious
to the
who
live
these
stream part.
Kasathans are that John keeps asking about, Kasathans are a four-limbed or a four-armed species that are now quite common in the what do you call it, in the Pact Worlds, but they traveled here on a massive like generation ship called the Idari. And the Idari is now in orbit around the taking the place of a once a destroyed world. Effectively, I think it's where the asteroid belt is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what the Kasathans, it said, were coming here to land and occupy Akiton. And some might say that there is it's not unusual, it's not for nothing that the Kasathans who came back to Akiton, who have 4 arms, are another, there isn't that other species, the Shobad, that are also here that have 4 arms. And it said there's another common race out amongst the stars that's said to have 4 arms as well. The connection between these 3 species is currently up for speculation by ethnologists and historians.
I'm speculating really hard right now.
It's cool. It played a pretty big role in, I just came up with some shit for my campaign, but they actually recently released a thing about them too, and it's pretty fucking awesome. It's pretty close, to be honest, to what I was using for mine, but it's, yeah, I dig it.
I'm guessing common origin or something.
Only what secrets are beneath the sands of Akiton? I don't know. So, that's what's on there. There's this other language that you're not quite familiar with. Werbin, you can see ahead of you, there's steps that go up, and then there's an entrance that's about 10 feet tall. So this is a pretty big structure. Like, whoever built these stairs, whoever built these walls, it's for someone that would be closer to your size, Werbin. Like, say, a uplifted bear, or maybe perhaps a Shobad.
I suspect Shobads.
And remember because I love the look of them. Remember what Shobads.
The doors have been closed for a while. You think they'd be dead if they were here?
I'm not expecting to find anything alive down here.
Me neither.
I am. You guys aren't pessimistic enough.
Okay. So as you step forward there, Werbin, what the lights from your armor reveal is a about a 12-foot by about 15-foot square pool, like a recessed pool, but it's full of sand.
Fascinating. I gesture for the people to come up. It seems safe, and I walk a little closer to the sand pit and prod it with my my hammer.
Okay, so stay right there. So I can do my horrible fucking thing to you. I mean, so we can...
But of course. TPK.
Yeah, it's a dramatic ending here.
Yeah. I know you guys said you might want to return to these characters sometime, but I was kind of thinking
Yeah.
TPK to end the
Let's
session.
put a firm fork in that idea.
Yeah.
All right, so what you see is you poke this thing, and then the sand, sort of where you hit, it shifts into the hole that was there. And then the sand slowly begins shifting just a bit. And it's so hard and so subtle that it's difficult to move. Oh no. Yoop. Yeah. Let's just poke it with a hammer. And so at first you're not sure if it's actually moving or it's a trick of the light, but then you realize it's beginning to slowly rotate. And before you really have a chance to do anything, it bursts up, and some kind of like vaguely humanoid form made of sand with 4 arms comes up and begins trying to batter you there, Warbin. Now, let me grab a token here.
See, Robin. Crikey, look at that thing.
Okay, now turn order is open. You guys can go ahead and click on your token and then click on initiative. And I will grab what I need for this.
I rolled that last time.
What'd you roll?
18.
Boop, 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 boop. 16. All right. Not the worst.
Mine didn't show up.
You clicked too fast.
Okay.
I clicked my token and then I clicked my thing.
He can add you.
I'll just do it again. Doesn't really matter.
There you go.
Oh, unless you roll a 1. That's because look at where I am.
Nice.
Badonks was like running the show. He didn't even realize that anything was going to happen.
Fixing the camera.
Yeah.
We rolled in order again.
Okay. So here we go. Burst
The sand
out.
show bad.
Sand show bad indeed.
Do I know anything about these things?
You can spend an action trying to do mysticism. Right now, I mean, it does appear to be something that is eager to hit in face. So let's see here.
Figured.
100 face.
This is why you bring along Warbin, though. It's to like meh, trigger this fucking thing. All right, actually, I rolled terrible for initiative though, so I'm only getting.
You roll better than a 1?
I did not roll worse than a 1. I did roll a 4 though, so I got a. All right, let's hit this to descending. There we go. All right, so first up is Ember. What are you doing?
She's gonna go, holy crap, what the hell is that? And try to identify it.
Sure, give us a mysticism check, please. And I'll just have that as your move action. You can still take a standard action.
Okay.
That's actually, you're not sure what the hell this thing is.
Okay, well, then I'm going to...
Do you have any Astonishing Fortune left, or is that all gone?
It's gone.
Nah, it.
I'm going to poke it with fire for my energy attack.
Okay.
I don't think a
Fire poke.
7 hits.
Okay. All right, so energy ray. I think you need to make an attack roll.
I did. It's in there.
Oh, it's in there? Okay. Let's see here.
Yeah, I don't think it's 7 hits.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it is. So 7, yeah. No, so you're apparently too distraught by this thing. And what does your energy ray look like?
This one was going to be a fire one, so she basically just concentrates her in her hand, and the electricity sparks into blue flame, and she throws it at it.
Okay, and it kind of goes wild, lighting the other side of the room. Warbin, you're up next. What are you doing?
Warbin, let's see. Do I mind thrust or do I crush this thing with a hammer? I think we go for mind thrust.
Okay, hold up. I want to check one thing.
Oh, okay.
Because attacks of opportunity are a thing in this, and I don't know if spells draw attacks of opportunity. Let's see here. Attacks of opportunity. 248, 249. Sorry, guys. It's been a while since I run the game, but let's see here.
All good.
You guys are the best.
I know in PF1, which is kind of similar to this.
Yes, so it does trigger when you cast a spell.
Okay.
So what you could do, though, Steve, is unless you're casting a spell that requires the full round, you could take a guarded step, which is just 5 feet back.
Okay.
And then you hopefully are out of its range, unless it's got a longer reach.
Okay. Interesting. Which it might have.
Yeah.
Or I could just smash it with my hammer.
Your call. What are you thinking?
It's made of sand. I don't know if Smashy's gonna do very much, but let's try it anyways. Okay. I want to smash something. All right.
Okay, hold on here.
All right.
Bear smash.
All right. So.
Boop.
Diamagnetic storm hammer, nice.
Ooh, 15, nice. 15 against KAC is actually not enough. You
Son
swing
of a gun.
And miss this thing. All right.
Okay.
So that was, yes, your first attack. Then it is Badonk. Oh,
Badonks.
what are you doing, Badonks?
Oh, he's
So-
gonna.
Steve, do you see? Has it been prompting you to ask you if it's a full attack?
No.
Okay, so what a full attack is if you're making multiple attacks in any round.
Okay. Okay.
What the heck do we have here? He jumps
Yeah.
over to there,
Okay.
and he didn't have his weapons out, so he will pull out all of his weapons and draw them on this thing, and
You can go ahead and attack it. You got like once you get to having a base attack bonus of +1, you can actually do that as part of your move.
Oh, okay.
It's just that you can't do that as. Well, are you planning a trick attack as well?
Nope, he's just gonna use his flame pistols.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Let me know how that fire works.
So.
Ooh.
Nat
the-
20.
Whoa.
Incredible. So it's 9 points of damage and it's burning.
D4 burn, nice.
Hold on, burn. Is that how that burn works? Can't remember. Can't remember.
I'm assuming that until it puts itself out, it's gonna take a D4,
I don't think that's.
unless it's fireproof.
I don't remember, to be honest, one way or the other. Burning, critical hit effect. Here we go. 182. Let me see. Glossary in this is really good. Okay, so yes, it does gain the burning condition. So it does as you think, which is great. Let's see here. Yeah, he takes that damage every turn. At the end of each round, you can attempt a reflex saving throw to remove the condition. DC is 10 plus the amount of damage he took.
So 19 is the.
And then +2 for each save after the first, for each one that you made after the first. So that's pretty good. All right, so that is a hit. Let's do this, guys. Part of its sand particulates are blown away by your shot there. Then it is this thing's turn. And it's going to make 2 attacks on you there, Werby Werb. Yeah, Werby Werb. KAC. All right. One actually misses, but the other one solidly connects. And you take... Ooh, gosh. Let's see here.
Oh, he got a lot of hit points, though.
11 points of damage.
Oh, fair bit.
As that hits you. Then
Boom.
it is Ember the Devil's Daughter's turn. What are you doing?
Yes, she shakes off whatever's got a hold of her and she's like, well, get the fans what we're waiting for. Magic missile, full round.
Full round? Okay, nice. That's 10 points of damage. Those electrical bolts slam into this thing's body, blowing bits out the side and the back. Its forearms are flailing around in pain. Werby Werb, what are you doing?
All right, Werbin's gonna slam this guy again, or should I go with the mind thrust? Let's try the mind thrust this time. So I'll take a step back, boop, and then I will mind.
Okay, so here's what, there's 2 different things. You can move 10 feet to be out of its reach. Its reach is 10 feet. If you move out of its range, it does get an attack of opportunity on you, but it doesn't interrupt your spell because you're going to move and then cast your spell. If you go 5 feet back, it doesn't get an attack of opportunity. You take a guarded step, but when you start casting your spell, you're still in reach, and then it gets an attack of opportunity. So basically, you're going to get hit regardless, but if you do the way you're doing now, 10 feet, suck up the hit, and then cast your spell, it won't be interrupted.
All right, let's do that.
And spell interruption in this is as punishing as it is in AD&D.
Okay.
In the sense that you lose all of it. Okay, so you are hit again. Boom! On the way back. And you take 13 points of damage there, Werb.
Holy shit, man. All right.
I know. So I think it's all of your stamina and then -3 from your hit points.
Dang. Okay, ouch.
And it tries to grab you and it not batters you back. But you remain standing, you wobble back, and then go ahead and cast your Mind Thrust.
Mind thrust. Boom.
Now, what does it look like as you cast a Mind Thrust? Oh, that's awful damage.
It is, isn't it?
Oh,
What happened
6.
there?
2d10 and you rolled 6. Oh, God.
Oh gosh.
Okay,
All right.
so it does get
my eyes glow and my teeth. I bare my teeth and sort of like steam comes out of my mouth.
Okay. So it hits, and whatever. So there is some kind of driving mind apparently behind this, and it did. It was. I rolled a nat 1 on the save, so you shred the animating force of this. It's not dead, but it was definitely affected by that. And it looks like it's going to surge forward. Badonk, what are you doing?
Okay, Badonks is going to. What's he going to use this time?
Steve, I think you might have reach. That's Alien Archive.
I think I'm going to try the Bravado hand cannon on it this time.
Nice.
And I use full attack then if I'm just doing only an attack, right?
No. Full attack. Yeah, well, what full attack is, you'll be able to attack twice.
Oh.
You take a penalty to hit, but that's where you get multiple attacks from in Starfinder.
Oh, okay, I won't do that.
Oh, big hit.
Boom! Again, that's the one where the camera follows him.
Nice. Blows out parts of this thing's body. Then it is the Elemental's turn. It surges forward. And I want to check one thing quickly here, because I think that Werbin actually has reach, which means that this thing can't... I don't think... it's going to have to stay at 10 feet away. Let's see here. Bear, here we go. Do you have reach? No, you only got a reach of 5. Large magical beast with a space of 10, reach of 5. Sorry to get your hopes up, and then dash them. But this thing surges forward. You will take attacks of opportunity from the... what do you call it? From this thing, if you cast spells where you are to Ember. Because Werbin drew it in. So you have him to blame. But because it moved, it's only making 1 attack. And it's still focusing on Werb. That is a hit. And Werb, you take 14 points of damage.
Okay, I'm hurting. All right.
Okay. Then it is Ember. Speaking of the Devil's Daughter, what are you doing?
Is concentrating on a spell a thing in Starfinder to not provoke?
What do you mean concentrating on a spell?
There's a casting defensively in Pathfinder 1. I wonder if that's an option in Starfinder.
Let's see here. Okay. I can't remember. Let me take a look, though. Because then we'll all learn, and we won't have to look it up again. Until months go by from running this, and then I have to look it up again. Okay, so spell interruption. I don't think so.
Okay.
Because let's see here. Yeah, because there's not a concentration ability, like a spell or a skill, like there was. If you cast. Yeah, if you attempt to cast a spell in environmental conditions that make the spell casting impossible, it fails. Like a moving ship, violent weather, stuff like that. So yeah, there's no such thing as casting defensively. There may be a feat that gives you that, but that I don't remember.
I really want to get away from this thing.
Okay. So do you want to suck up the attack of opportunity, or do you just want to... Because a guarded step's only 5 feet anyway.
How,
I wonder if there's a withdraw action.
Is this square entirely taken up by the pillar?
Yeah, unfortunately that takes up the whole thing there, so... You won't be able to go there, but hold on. Let's see what other options are available to you. You could surrender and join the Team Tomb. Go, Team Tomb Guardian. Move actions.
I have an idea.
Guarded step is 5 feet. That doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity. And you could spend a full round action withdrawing. Allows you to move double your speed.
Okay.
And the square you start in is not considered threatened by any opponent.
That'll still get me with reach.
Yeah.
That's okay. I have an idea, though.
What are you thinking?
She's going to try and say in Kasathan to stand down and then back away from it. I'm not sure if that's going to work or anything,
Okay.
but she's going to do that in 5-foot step backwards.
Okay. So you say stand down and take a step back.
Yep.
Let's see here. Okay. Then it is.
Well, does it react at all?
Well, that I'm going to say that's your turn.
I was just wondering if it reacted.
You can't tell. It's tough to read the face of a sand feature, and it's not its turn yet. Werbin, what are you doing?
Okay, Werbin's gonna smoke him with his. Oh well, I guess mind thrust is out of the question. So he's looks like he's gonna use his big pipe.
Okay. His big pipe.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. His hammer. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
So,
Like, what is he doing?
Great.
Although
Called the pipe. There we go. Boom.
oh, it's a miss as
Oh.
well. Shit. So you swing and miss.
I'm gonna use an astonishing fortune on that.
We don't have any left.
What? I had 4.
No. The group had them.
Oh. Oh wait, never mind.
Someone was fast and loose with the astonishing fortune trying to open that door.
I don't use one.
Badonks, what are you doing?
Oh, hoping to finish this thing off soon because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Maybe I will try my trick attack.
Okay.
So, the thing that I have that does the most damage is the bravado cannon.
Okay.
Oh, wait, did you remember about the flaming?
Oh, I did not on its turn. Hold on. I did apply the damage the first time though, so.
Yeah, so it takes
Boom.
D4
And I
and
gotta,
then
yeah,
it can...
let me make a save for it. Reflex
Try and
save.
save.
Nope. Okay. Still burning.
Okay, oh. That was a bad roll.
17. Okay, I think that actually misses though. Hold on.
Really?
Ooh.
Oh, man.
One sec.
So how does the ability work? Does that mean it's still used?
No. It just you don't bother rolling for it. The only benefit is it adds damage, so just don't bother rolling. No, that actually hits. Sorry, that hits. No, KAC. Nope, that misses. It does. Yeah, piercing damage. Sorry. So you fire. It passes through its form. However, on its turn, it seems its arms kind of go down to the side, and then it collapses down, and then a small sand wave returns to the pool.
Please don't poke the sand. It doesn't like it.
So what is the last witty rejoinder that you guys say to the camera as we end this session?
I don't think it's witty. I think that, well, this place is far more interesting and dangerous than I imagined. Is what Badonk says.
Badonk is the Skittermander equivalent of Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
That's good. Awesome. Okay, cool.
Does
So
Ember
then,
add anything to that?
But
Werbin or
Do you have
Ember?
anything you want? Yeah, do you guys want to add anything to the closeout of the show?
I was trying to think of something witty that used sand in it, but
Werbin's gritting his teeth in pain and preparing to heal himself.
Okay.
hold on, let me check you over. That sand gets everywhere.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. Then, guys, we will end our session there. So for what are we doing here? I think I disconnected again too. For those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for this. A little bit of a diversion from our regular games. We again we had so many people who were unfortunately unable to make the AD&D session tonight that we decided to run this instead. And I don't know, what do you guys think? It's been. I mean, I love running most games, but I do. This is a game that does have a special place in its heart for me. And what did you guys think of it?
Definitely better than my first Starfinder game.
Love it. It's just goofy enough for me. Like it's got
Yeah,
that
well-
sort of outlandish sci-fi.
I'm over here just laughing at the what was it, Awakened Bear, or what do they call it?
Upright, uplifted.
Uplifted Bear.
I'm like, the mere fact that is normal in this game, and so is an android and a little
Eight-legged.
gnome
Skittermander?
or thing, yeah,
Resball.
Skittermander.
Yeah.
It's just like tickling just the right part of my my mind
Yeah.
there. I'm like, this just works.
The fact that this game came out around the time of the first Guardians of the Galaxy film, I think, did a lot of favors for the game because it was easy to be like, oh, this is what you do in this game. You know,
Nice.
it's
Oh,
one of these.
absolutely.
Yeah. Great. Cool.
That's
Then,
a
well,
good
then, guys.
comparison for this game.
Yeah. For those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for this one shot of a Skittermander walks into a bar. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session or the game we ran, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. You can also reach me by Twitter at Dungeon Musings, and you can reach me by email. My email address is dungeonmusings@gmail.com. In addition, there is a link in the description of this video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where all of us are active, and we have channels dedicated to all the campaigns we run on the channel, and we actually have a Starfinder channel as well, too. So if you want to read or chat a bit more about this particular game, then you can feel free to do that there. In addition, there is a link in the description of this video to something called Heroes Save Villages. That is the charity fundraising campaign that we run on the channel. At the time of recording, though, we are still in the heart of the COVID-19 crisis, so my preference would be, if you are inclined to donate money anywhere, there's a number of different charities that are assisting the frontline fighters, the healthcare workers, the emergency responders, the people who are on the front lines of this stuff. In addition to I think there are benefits as well too for service workers. So you can find all sorts of different charities. That's the place that if you are going to toss something to support the money, or some money to support the channel, that would be the direction I would encourage you to consider. Last but not least, I want to thank my players. So guys, again, we showed up tonight and we decided the reason we were late in starting tonight is because we were deciding what we were going to play, and then at the last minute, I'm like, guys, we're doing this, and my players fucking rolled with it. So guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight back in the Pact Worlds. This was a really fun return to this game. So Jeff, John, and Steve, thanks again, guys. I had a blast running this for you.
Yep, same.
Good times.
Awesome. Then, guys, until for those listening at home, until next time, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed our return to the Pact Worlds, and we hope to see the streaming adventures of Badonks and Ember, the Devil's Daughter, again sometime soon. Until then, happy gaming.